What's up, guys? Episode 8 of the episode. We have a very special guest today. Odie's won this guy on a while because this guy apparently has some really crazy stories. Way worse than Odie's, apparently. Odie's stories are already like.
I'll let OT tell those.
Pretty gnarly. Doc's your name.
We can bleep that part out, don't worry. No, we'll call you J. Kyle. That's all. It's J. Kyle.
That's all you need to know.
It's all good.
Yeah, this is J. Kyle, the degenerate from Rochester. Anyhow, I don't know. Fuck. What's one of the more okay? Do you remember that one time? I don't know why, but like something happened and like I punched Jesus.
Who the fuck is Jesus?
No,
I'm pretty sure this happened multiple times.
No. It wasn't like actually we had a friend who looks like white Jesus, so we named him Jesus, but he's also sort of like a cucky kind of guy. He's hard to gold, but still.
Nice kid, he's a little bit soft.
He's very soft. He actually used to have a girlfriend that like I'm pretty sure like used to peg him. Yeah, so she used because like
she beat him up a few times.
Yeah, a couple times.
He broke his wrist because she like pushed him down.
Yo, man, you guys know so many violent girls, bro. I feel like all these girls have assault charges.
I only know them from Hamilton though. Realistically,
Hamilton has some really aggressive.
Hamilton has some like tough people, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a steel city, man. It's got steel bitches.
All the girls just want to like fucking beat dudes up, peg guys.
Some angry
like,
people.
Yeah, all the girls want to do is like basically like cocaine and fight. That's like. I
don't know if we attracted those kind of girls in university or like we just found those kind of girls.
Yeah.
Did you play football too?
No.
Oh, okay, I was going to say. That's the varsity football stories were really gross. Those ones were fucking gross. I was like, oh man, that's nasty.
No, this is because those like 1 year everyone got chlamydia.
Oh, it happens like.
Yeah.
For doing it.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
The chlamydia is a highly common STI.
It's one of the most common ones.
That goes around like universities, like everyone gets it.
It's pretty common, yeah.
Yeah, my buddies at Brock, like everyone got it.
Yeah.
They're all banging the same chicks, right?
Yeah. It gets it's like a cold, like you
just take a couple of pills and you're good to go.
Yeah, good old.
That's fucking nasty.
Yeah.
It is nasty though. Before.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Everyone getting chlamydia, everyone gangbanging the same chicks. You guys have any crazy fight stories?
We used to get a lot of bar fights.
Oh, God.
You know what's funny? Not even like really notable because we were just sort of bullying kids. No one really fucked with us.
Yeah.
There's only one time where they fought back and then Omar got stabbed.
Oh yeah! Oh my God! Yeah. Yo, so this is
only one time.
So we come back from the bar, right? And I don't even know how. All I remember is we go back into the house, like student housing, and Omar is our buddy, shorter like Pakistani guy, and he's like smoking outside. And then all I hear is a commotion outside. I go outside, I see 20 fucking guys on top of Omar and like this other guy. Was it Bashi? I don't remember.
He got hit in the head with like
all I saw
hammer or something.
Yeah, all I saw was like an arm go down with like something.
These guys had like hammers and like crowbars.
Crowbars and shit.
Like, who walks around like with hammers? They're probably looking for a fight.
So I saw
that's assault with a deadly weapon.
Absolutely.
You go to jail for that.
They stabbed Omar in the back.
So
this is fucking crazy.
Omar got stabbed multiple times actually. So I saw this one kid go down. So I just went inside. I grabbed a tequila bottle and I ran into the crowd. And I started fucking just like swinging at these motherfuckers, right? And it was funny because I
on the news and my broken hockey stick, like they zoomed in on it, like
it was actually pretty intense, man. Because basically I had to go to the crowd, pick up Omar, and he was so fucked up. I had to like take my shirt off, like bandage his shit, because he ended up like walking back home because he's in a daze.
Because he lived around the corner from me.
Yeah, we ended up going back to his house, and he's like bleeding out in the shower and shit like that. It was fun. I was actually fucking insane.
Did you guys take him to the hospital?
The ambulance came.
So our buddy's girlfriend called the cops when it was happening.
Yeah.
Because she was like staying at the house at that time, and the cops came and they're like, "Where's the guy?" Like, because I don't know how they found out he got stabbed.
Well, we told them because the cops came and they were like.
Yeah, and then they went to his house and picked him up, brought him to the hospital, but.
Well, I called him. I was calling an ambulance too to the house. So.
Oh, were you?
Because I found him in the shower. He was bleeding. Like literally, I
don't remember what happened. It was all blurred.
Because after basically we fight these guys off, and Omar's on the ground because we fucking have to fight these guys off, and then like in that process we lose him because we know where the fuck he went. So I went back to the house because I was like maybe he's there. So I found him in the fucking shower, and like literally like the floor is red.
Yeah, he's like probably bleeding out.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I had a friend. He fell and he cut his whole shin open. We were like partying in Montreal with like our class, and then this is my first year of university. So he went into the shower and he was trying to like wash the blood off, but then he started making this noise. He was making this like moaning noise, being like and they're just like, dude, stop rinsing the blood off. You're actually making yourself bleed out. You need to like put a bandage so it like so the blood cells dry.
Especially when you're drinking a lot, your blood's thin.
Nah, so actually what happened was he got cut. So basically, because he's on the ground and he's trying to defend himself, his arm all got cut up, and then he turned around and they stabbed like his back and shit. Yo, it was actually fucked.
Those guys were fucked. I don't even know where they came from, man.
Holy shit!
No, it was just some like 20 random Tamil guys. Apparently, got kicked out of a party, walked down the street, and then like
they saw us like.
No, Omar just said some shit because Omar is Omar, you know. I'm trying to say, and then they fucking jumped him, and and then the other guy got involved too. But yeah, man, that was actually maybe like the most intense story like we've ever had actually.
That's like attempted murder. Like
absolutely.
That's your friend almost got murdered.
No, literally he's extremely lucky. Like
we made the news and shit. Yeah, we actually like saved his life.
Yeah, we were on the Hamilton news.
Yeah.
That's a fucking crazy story. That's probably the most extreme story on the podcast, honestly. Yeah, our friend almost got like murdered one time. Like 20 guys with like deadly weapons and you know.
But you know what? Honestly, if there was one guy to get murdered, it would be Omar.
Why? What, was he talking shit or something?
Omar is just like he's like
the guy that instigates.
He's like a cartoon character of an individual. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like basically imagine a guy who's always like constantly willing to intimidate and like instigate shit, but has completely no ability to fight or like capability to be
like the guy that would like
he
was like a smaller guy too, and like all of us were behind him.
He's like the small barking dog that doesn't realize he's small.
And
then it's like everyone's gonna come kick your ass.
Yeah,
don't do that.
we would get super fucked up, and you would always be the one that would like start fights.
No, that's not good.
Yeah, he always start fights. He has zero fighting capability.
No,
right?
don't be that guy.
I remember
you can't be that guy.
He'd be smashed. He tried to swing. He like drop and shit. It's like. Oh my god, it's actually hilarious.
I don't even know why we were like fighting, so I guess we just like had a lot of
fucking energy.
It's testosterone.
When you're young, you don't like.
There was a year we were.
I wouldn't even want to do that now. Like, why would you want to get in fights in the bar? Like,
second year.
Too much to lose, I guess.
Second year, you, me, Arian, and I forget who else. Like, basically, like take pre-workout and like ran half an hour to the gym like every single day.
That was
wild.
Like
fucking like sprinted, bro.
We were like 18 at that.
Yeah, that was crazy, yo. Like
that was literally over 10 years ago.
That's fucked, bro. Yeah. There was this like house like 15 Arkell, and it was funny because it's like student housing. People thought it was a frat house. For some reason.
There was 10 of us living in there. OG slept on our couch for a year.
A whole year?
Yeah.
I had my own place, but I just decided to
one of the roommates was a drug dealer, so OG just sat there and smoked all his weed basically and passed out on the couch.
That sounds like university.
It was like it was like a trap house / like frat house.
I had a couple of friends. Yeah, they were living probably like when they were in Waterloo. It was probably like 9 dudes in a house. So like the basement had it was fucking crazy. The basement had 4 bedrooms. Second floor had 3 bedrooms. Fourth floor had another 4 bedrooms and a kitchen. So it was like 2 kitchens, maybe like 3 bathrooms, and maybe like something like 9 fucking subdivisions. And the last basement bedroom was honestly like probably the size of a walk-in closet. Like it was really small. And that one was like, and the price floor was just like the nicest bedroom I think was like 800, and the shittiest bedroom I think was like 325. And the 325 one was like in like the basement in this like really shitty walk-in closet. Legally has a window, so you can call it. Like, you can sell it.
Yeah, we had Arkell. Remember JP and Dial lived in the basement. The pipes kept bursting.
Yeah.
It was like sewage.
I don't know if it was sewage or some shit.
Probably was, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
shit water.
Man, living in Hamilton was actually so weird. I remember there was a period of time too where they like put out like a notice. They're like, "Oh, yo, we have to change out the pipes because we found out like the main pipe going down the street is lead."
Hamilton's a grind. Have you ever like?
Yeah, I've been there before. I haven't like hung out at Mac before, but I've been to Hamilton like 2-3 times. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a super grimy place.
It's an industrial small town Ontario, and and the university's there, and
people that go to the university obviously are like because everyone's from everywhere. Like the people from Hamilton specifically, I don't know. They have like. They're like a little bit like off. I feel like.
Nah, people it depends like what you because BKs people from East Hamilton are different human beings first of all, right? Because that's like basically like the village people, you know. But then the interesting part is like the mountain of like Hamilton is actually very affluent, so they're like normal people, but they're still sort of grimy because they live in Hamilton still, right? Yeah, but then basically it's like
all the characters I met at Mac were from Hamilton, though. If you think about it.
Yeah, like Leah.
Okay, there's Leah.
Yeah, she's definitely that's a character.
I guess John Dank was from Scarborough.
Yeah,
so.
John Dank's a character in himself. Who else?
Jesus from Hamilton.
Jesus O'Sullivan.
Uh,
Oh my god, what a funny guy. Yeah, that's another guy who used to start fights and and like not be able to back him up. To this day, that's the only person I know who lost a fight to die. That's the only one he has.
Actually, Dial hit me in the head with a bottle one time.
Fuck, bro.
Yeah, we were fighting over a Big Mac.
So he beat you with a bottle.
Yeah, but it just broke over my head. Like, it didn't hurt. It was a beer bottle, and he like smashed it over my head, and that was it.
He punched me in the face, and I broke his fist with my head.
Well, I was punching him, and then like he just grabbed a bottle. Like,
Is this not your friend?
we haven't seen him in a long time, but yeah, we were friends at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the guy that signed a false affidavit in a $1.55 million lawsuit against me.
Was that? You guys are so rowdy, bro. Like, this is some rowdy shit. I feel like in university, I saw a good amount of fights. I saw one fight at university where it was like I saw 14-on-1 one time where one guy was trying to fight my entire group of friends, and I told the guy, I said, like, dude, just get the fuck out of here. Like, what are you trying to fight? And the guy was like, fuck all of you, I'll fucking fight all of you once. And two of my friends were like, yo, we're down. And I think it was, and then his friends came on, ended up being like a 3-on. That was a fucking whack. That was an unfair fight though. It's unfair as fuck. But the guy said, yo, I'll fight all of you at once because you're all fucking pussies. I'll fuck all of you at once because they're all fucking pussies. I was just like,
that's a George Costanza.
I didn't jump in on that. I'm like, I'm not even gonna fucking
I guarantee you this guy said that before his life. I guarantee you.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I don't really remember a lot of it.
Actually, you know what's a good, what, Boots and Hearts. Actually, did you already get tickets for this year or no?
No, I mean, it's fucking months away though.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. But Boots and Hearts is pretty fucking crazy. I don't know how you're gonna set it up this year though. Do you want to get an RV or like?
Where is it?
Boots and Hearts,
some random small town like outside Barrie. Like,
okay, that's not that far.
It's a good time though. Like everyone there is a shit face.
It's a
like,
savage fucking time, bro.
It's
unreal, man.
Basically, like people just get extremely drunk and like just fuck. And like that's like
that's the entire like 3 days.
Like
music festival.
I mean, it's like country music festival.
But it's
That's
actually
cool too.
But it's crazy because like there's like a tented part, right? So there's tents. There's an area that has like basically like tents, whatever.
The tents, you gotta be like
disgusting.
You gotta be under 20 years old.
You gotta be a savage, bro, because it's the most disgusting shit in the fucking world, bro.
Yeah, you can't like.
Like one night it fucking rained, so
3
it's like
days
mud and shit
bro,
down there.
already,
It's
man,
like,
it's
oh
not
my
happening.
god,
You gotta watch out for that.
Yeah.
We rented an RV. It's a good time.
Yeah, the RV, even if you did something like really fucked up, like Burning Man or something, you're in the desert. As long as you have access to the shower and like the kitchen, and you can get a roof over your head, and you're above the ground if it rains.
And you need AC too, because it was fucking like
AC's nice.
35 degrees that weekend.
Yeah, but it was great. Met some great people.
You got into a scrap though the first night. You got kicked out.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck yeah, I was terrible actually.
This guy's wild, eh?
No, you know what it was actually. That
He's like, you want to take some trips with me, bro? And I said, like, if you travel with me, are you gonna get me kicked out of like every bar and nightclub I go to, bro?
Okay, but this one was a bit ridiculous because basically what happened was that like, okay, I actually was not. I swear I was not in the wrong here, but the people I was with were in the wrong. So basically what happened is like I met with these dudes and they're trying to get back into the actual event campground, right? But the guy was fucking drunk, driving, and he's got glass bottles in his fucking van. So they're like, no, you can't come in. So he tried to go around like another way to get into the fucking place, and he's like, you can't do that, right? So whatever. Basically the security took him out. He's like, you can't fucking drive, you're a fucking idiot, right? And then they started beating the shit out of him because they're like, yo, like, what the fuck are you doing? I guess they were pissed because like, he was trying to get around with his car, right? And then I was like, yo, like you can't just beat the shit out of him.
Wait, didn't you know this guy from Mac though or something?
Yeah, the guy is like he's one of the I don't want to say the name, but like he was
a president of like one of the fraternities.
Frats. Yeah. So, but it was his brother, right? So his brother is being an idiot. He's the one getting his ass whipped at the security. So I'm gonna just like grab one of the security guys. I was like, yo, you gotta like stop beating the shit out of him. And they're like, okay, you guys are all kicked out.
So like, did you guys go to this festival during university?
No, this is literally last summer, dude.
Oh, fuck, I was about to say, because I was just like, no, because if a bunch of dudes from, like, I guess, like, the frat went as well, too, I'm like, was this, like, a festival, like, everyone from the university went to? Because that's actually fucking crazy. I would love to find, like, university went to, like, a festival, because everyone's the same age, it would have been, honestly, it would have been really fun.
I actually highly suggest, Boots and Hearts is a good time, mostly because I really did a disservice in description before. It's a good time because it's basically 3 days. There's like 70,000 people there. It's honestly just good vibes.
Holy
I've
fuck.
never been around so many nice people, right? So it's like
Is it actually 70,000? That's really
yeah,
It's fucking huge.
it's so many
do
people.
Americans fly in for this?
Yeah,
That's international.
Yeah.
You see, like Americans bring their flag. obviously.
So, but honestly, everyone's so fucking nice though.
What's a country music
It's
festival?
basically like people are like it's almost like people are everyone's like on M or something like
But
that.
they're just drunk.
Yeah.
Most people at music festivals honestly are having a good time because like for most people, man, like that's for most people that's one of the best days they're gonna have all year long. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like a habit of the year. Who wants to go to a festival and like spend all this money and travel and like not be in a good mood?
Yeah. That's why I'm vacation. You go to like an all-inclusive resort, go to Cancun, go to like Dominican. Everyone's always in a good mood.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, everyone's just trying to have their time off, you know. Like I feel like everyone, like you know, everyone's working so hard these days. It's like on your vacation days, you definitely don't want to be crabby and.
Especially like
Yeah.
for us, we weren't able to travel for what 2 years.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, like the pandemic locked everyone down. You know, like I feel like sometimes when I'm partying like in the city or whatever, like this, you go out on like a Thursday or Friday in Toronto, you just go to like the clubs or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think we're maybe like I would sort of like compare the anger level amongst like angry partiers or something like that. Let's say that's the baseline because I feel like in Toronto when people are out here partying, like everyone's kind of in a sour ass mood. Like let's
I
say
never have a good time in Toronto for some reason.
it's people are stressed out and people go directly essentially from their offices directly to the club or the bar, so everyone's just kind of blowing off steam, and because of that everyone's kind of like pressure cookered and like there's a lot of fights and there's been shootings here and people are just like they're not decompressed. When you go to the festival, everyone like commutes there. That's usually a day. Then you set up your camp, and then you kind of have to be nice to each other if you're camping. And I'm gonna be around these people for the rest of the week, and there's a community feel, and then you're not gonna be so like agitated.
I don't know. I party in a lot of different cities. In Toronto, I don't know. Like the vibe in Toronto is not.
It's not the same. But
the same as other cities.
I will say
it's aggressive. I think it's not aggressive here to be honest.
Yeah, aggressive and like even like yeah, I feel like it's aggressive. People are angry.
I'll say
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
The funniest thing
lost
about
steam.
losing art. So like I got there with a Sammy, right? And literally within 10 minutes, this white guy pulls up and he says in the nicest way, he's like, "Hey man, sorry to bother you, but like, can we fight?" I was like, "What the fuck?" What's wrong with you, bro? Like,
no, man, I'm not.
yeah. So it's like, "No, I'm cool, man. Like, we're good. He's like, "All right, cool. Maybe later." I'm like, "Nah, I'm not."
I'm gonna arm wrestle you or something. I don't want to, you want to arm wrestle. You want to have like a macho test? We'll arm wrestle you or something. I'm not gonna fucking.
Why do you want to fight?
You just wanted to fight a black guy.
Well, that's fucking aggressive.
Honestly, I've also been in that situation, and I looked at the guy, and the guy looked like he just wanted to beat someone up and like do an assault. I would like, we can't even arm wrestle this guy, dude. Let's just walk away because these are the type of guys where like. Let's say, okay, I'll agree to an arm wrestle, and he'll start arm wrestling the guy, and then he'll just try to like start wrestling you or something, and he'll try to get you to fully fight him. Like,
yeah, but usually people that are really good at fighting they're like the nicest people ever. They don't
pick fights.
I've had several white guys do this. They just want to see if they can fight a black guy. But that's pretty much it.
They're essentially trying to alpha test you.
It's like actually this happened to my boy upstairs and his neighbor.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
and he's a good guy. Like the white guy's a good guy, but one day he's like, "Yo, can we wrestle?" and like so Khalil and him like.
Have you seen the movie Get Out? Have you seen the movie Get Out? Just looking at him, he's like, "Man, if I had genetics, bro, I'd be so good at jiu-jitsu."
It's shit like
he's like, just let me choke you at the dinner table over. I was like, dude, get the fuck away from me, man. You fucking weirdo.
Yeah. Man, you definitely get that feeling. There's fetishization of black men is definitely a thing, and it definitely like for some people puts them into like the path of least resistance.
Have you guys been to any parties where like people were like paper bag running trains on girls or anything like really gross?
I don't think we've ever run a train on anyone. I've never run a train on anyone.
My friend claims he did it with 8 guys, but I kind of don't believe him because I just don't think he's about it. But like
that's sort of gay though. That's pretty gay.
Yeah, like I wouldn't like if I'm already picking up. I've had situations where like I'm picking up a girl and like my buddy's like, "Yo, let me join in." I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Yo, why would I want to like share? Why would I want to share this girl with you, bro? Like I already picked her up myself. Like I'm gonna fuck her myself. Why would I want to let you in on this?"
There was one time at university, this guy fucking ran like 5 blocks. Yeah,
this greasy motherfucker, like one of our boys. Cause like I said it as a joke. I'm like, "Yo, you want to tag team this girl?" Like as a joke, right? This guy, I leave the party with this girl. I'm back at the house fucking her. This guy literally runs like 5 blocks. All of a sudden, like I just hear this banging on my bedroom door. Like, "Yo, you said you were gonna let me in."
Oh my god! It's like some like primal tribe. It's just like, "Yo, man, you know, I'm a predator. I'm out on the savannah. I killed something today. I'm dragging the kill back to the camp, and I'm sharing the kill with the boys right now. I'm feeding everyone."
Yeah, literally.
It's like guys are getting mad primal about it.
Man, yeah, I was. You know what's funny? Like actually, when I think about like my personality back then and now, it's hilarious. Because like my priorities and how I was driven is completely different. From then and now. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I was way hornier back then. That's what,
Well, it's harder to get girls when you're younger, I feel like.
But
The older you get, the easier it is.
But then it's
Yeah.
like,
You get yourself more established, like, you got more money.
When I was younger, I heard that was true, and I didn't really understand sort of like why. And then like, and also like, I didn't understand when I'm in university too. It's like, you know, all the girls, you know, they're all young, they all look great, they're all kind of in their prime, and that was like even before online dating or anything. So that they had a lot less access to like older like sugar daddy type guys or guys who were maybe just like 5 years older who had a lot to offer them, and most of those girls I know who were like shacked up, a lot of them sort of like they had high standards, and then they kind of met their boyfriends and they kind of rode it with them from university. I knew a lot of those type of girls, and then getting older as a guy, I feel as you get your shit together, and you can sort of offer more, maybe even just like confidence and I don't know, and sometimes even just dating younger girls as well too.
Yeah.
You know, because like when you're like 21, you can't date a girl who's like 5 years younger. That's like way too young. So, but when you're like 20, you know, when you're 30 and you're dating some chick who's like 26, you can. But that gap, I think, does make a difference. I feel.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even girls in their like early 20s are still.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
there's some
20 or 20
it depends on man.
Yeah.
Like,
19-year-old.
there's some girls in their early 20s I can't even talk to, man.
No, I mean I'm not talking about like having a relationship.
Actually, no,
with
not
these
so.
girls,
There's a lot. If like, there's a lot of girls who like, not a lot. It's all. If you're under 25, I can't talk.
No, absolutely, yeah. It's a conversation.
and I'm not even saying like I.
There's such an old man conversation though, bro.
Yeah.
How old are you?
Guess.
You're our age, 30?
No, I'm older than you guys.
Really?
Yeah.
32?
No, I'm older than that, bro.
35?
No, I'm turning like 34 in a couple of months.
Yeah,
Okay.
He's
Not that much older,
He's like
but-
Dapo's age.
I'm a little older than you guys.
80,
Yeah.
86?
No, it's like
Yeah,
89.
fuck, yo.
86, I would be like 37.
Yeah.
Oh, that's old. Yeah. Yeah, man. No, I feel you on that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I can't deal with like young girls. It's sometimes I actually find it's painful to talk to them. You actually talk to a child. You know what I mean? It's like an underdeveloped mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean the maturity level is like, you know.
I actually don't understand, like, when you see those pictures of, like, those, like, old gigolo motherfuckers who are, like, 50, those, like, suave motherfuckers, and they're dating girls in, like, bikinis who are, like, 22, or, like...
Well, it's because you want a golden retriever. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
even, like, Leonardo DiCaprio dating model chicks who are, like, 23. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just, like, I don't know what you would really have conversations with these girls about, because that girl is, like, a...
He doesn't, I don't think he has conversations.
That's the whole point.
He doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't, that's the whole point.
Yeah, he's on the boat with, like, a bunch of them. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care, yeah.
He's not talking to them.
You date girls like that because they're not, like, they have not become, like, a person as of yet, so they're very moldable, you know what I mean? So it's, like, you're not...
But he gets rid of them at 20, like, as soon as they turn 25, like, he just gets rid of them.
But basically, it's because if you have, like, in those type of relationships, especially because if you have a financial dominance, you basically have, like, full sway in, like, the relationship. There's no, like, pushback at all. She's not really, like, well-cultured or, like, not knowledgeable in the world, you know what I'm trying to say? So it's like,
you can essentially raise her, but at the same time, too, though, I feel like...
That's pretty, like, predatory.
No, it's bad. It's a major power imbalance. I feel though as you get older though, like I think like most guys, like I think like you can't continuously date those type of girls because I actually do. I'm a strong believer in the fact that like men. I'm not saying necessarily you have to get married and have like a super like traditional life, but like I think generally speaking, most men you do need some level of like mature adult female support. Not necessarily when you're super young, but like as you get, I'm talking like in your probably mid 30s, 40s. Like I think most guys need like some type of like. I'm not saying like a mom, but some kind of like legit, mature female support in your life who's not like a little girl who, when you're actually going through shit, let's say you get like cancer or some shit like that. Yeah. You don't want like a 22-year-old girl, and these things happen as you get older. You don't want like a 22-year-old girl taking care of you. You want some chick who's maybe like a little older, who's not gonna like freak out, who's gonna be like, okay, like I'll handle your affairs and like, you know.
Well, like another thing is like, if you don't have a girl there, you're gonna go off and do like stupid shit.
Yeah,
I
have a theory on this, man. There's,
you're gonna get drunk out like every weekend, like fucking.
Yeah, there's a duality.
Bachelor life is a thing. That's what we're doing here, man. Fucking.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Bachelor life is a thing.
Being single is a job in itself, and I find like I'm still in between here. I'm not sure if it's actually more financially sound to have a girlfriend or not, because there's still expenditures there. And the other part too is like there's costs involved in it, right? Like a lot of sacrifices and compromises that have to.
I think there's an opportunity cost having a girlfriend as well. You don't have the freedom to like move around.
Yeah,
get a new job. Like you know what I mean? It's like
no, it's true for sure.
Yeah, you can't just like.
I think RC was saying that. So RC, he's like a comedian on TikTok. Who's our friend. He was saying that in Toronto he felt almost like punished for being single because he's just like things just like housing and like all those expenses. I can look at it two ways. If you live with like your partner full time and you're married and you're splitting all your bills and expenses, at that point in time, you're probably like coming out ahead financially, but like if you just have like a girlfriend and like you don't live with her and you're paying for like a ton of, let's say she's a high maintenance girl and you're paying for a lot of stuff, it's definitely more expensive than having a girlfriend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because how much is your housing cost really, like, you know, and if your partner's living, if your girlfriend's also living at your place, like you might need a bigger place.
If your girlfriend makes, it's not even just that, if your girlfriend makes substantially less than you, you're gonna feel obligated to like pay for things all the time.
Yeah, you need to have a guy, because I used to date a girl and she used to say shit like, oh, you're always gonna make more money than me, and I used to think like that was cool, and I was like, nah, I don't know if that's really like, I'm not necessarily like
if you talk to a divorce lawyer, they're gonna tell you to make sure you marry a girl that has equal earning power, so you don't have to pay alimony.
Yeah.
Divorce.
Yeah,
there's always a risk of like, if you get married and like your wife makes substantially less, you have to pay her like
the difference.
Basically, you have to make sure she lives the same quality of life she did when she was married to you. Basically.
Yeah.
There's always that risk, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like there is a risk involved in like engaging in a long-term relationship and marriage too. But I don't know.
It's only 3 years in Ontario. If you live with a girl for more than 3 years, it's considered marriage.
Law. Yeah, common law.
Yeah, and then you can be forced to pay alimony at that point.
What?
You can be forced to bail. Yeah, like,
after 3 years of common law, you can be forced to pay alimony if she makes less than you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that.
So that's why divorce lawyers, like, if you're gonna like live with a girl or marry her, make sure she makes the same amount as you.
That is a very useful thing to know. Holy shit! I did not know that.
It's 3 years.
I
so if you know you're gonna break up with a girl, make sure you do it before 3 years if you're living together.
That's crazy.
She can really ruin your life, basically.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That's like, I don't know, and that's the duality in there, right? It's like, although I don't think there's anything wrong with like dating. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with like habitual dater and like having girlfriends. You know what I'm trying to say? But it's like
that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah.
That's what Alpha Male Strategies actually says. He's like probably like 42, and like he's just like, what's my dating strategy? I think right now he's actually in a long-term relationship, but he said for a long time, girls asking what he does, like, are you looking to get married? And he's just like, no. I'm just looking to date. Which means probably just have like a series of girlfriends, like, you know, for as long as he can handle it. Eventually, though, he tapped out. Though I think he hit like his 40s. I think he finally found like a good quality girl, and he was just like, okay, like this is probably better than anything I've had.
Yo, because it is hard.
Well, if you want to have a kid, you probably have to get married.
You do, yeah. That's bold.
Yeah, because I mean,
unless you just get subject pregnant.
You don't.
Yeah, you do that too. That's not an ideal situation for the kid.
I feel like you want to have like Planned Parenthood. Like I feel like there's a lot of drama in families where, like, there's an accidental pregnancy, and then you sort of have to like organize your life really quick.
That's like 50% of households now, though.
They're gonna say Latinas.
Oh shit! Jesus Christ! No.
You said that, not me.
Jesus Christ! It's like 50% of like households are like millennials. Like millennials are experiencing this.
Yeah, 50% of kids are in single parent households now.
It's actually terrible. It's the worst thing you can do. Fucking honestly, there's like
that's really high.
There's a real value in having like a put together house. You know what I mean? But it's that's not really like.
There's a lot of studies that say like kids are better if you have two parents.
100%, man.
If you think about it just from like a time standpoint, so like, you know, I got friends who have kids right now, and even with two parents, like, you know, like two parents present, no one's divorced, living under the same roof, it's still a shitload of work when you have a baby. Like one of my friends said to me, when you have babies, you need 3 people taking 8-hour shifts each because the baby needs to be fed every 2 hours, and like the baby's not sleeping. So like usually it's like if you're lucky enough, your partner, and then like one of the partner's parents are all taking 8-hour shifts. If you don't have that, you're going to be doing like one of my friends said he was sleeping every 48 hours. They were taking turns back and forth every 2 days. You could get a full night's sleep, so that you can do that. And
I got 2 nephews.
Yeah.
And I feel like my brother aged like 10 years in like 3 years.
You're not sleeping.
Yeah,
that's stressful. And if you're a single parent and you're having to raise that kid alone, I think most single parents usually go back to their mom's house or whatever if you're with a woman or whatever. But I can't imagine.
I even think there's problems with that. I even think there's problems with the legal system preferentializing women in custody after divorce.
I heard there's some like the reason why the legal system does that is because there's some tax implication or something. Like they tax the father more when they're paying child support.
Probably, yeah. There's actual husbands out there. I've heard someone make an argument that the guys out there who haven't been divorced by their wives, who are in unhappy marriages, it's because the husband's not financially worth divorcing. Like, if a woman can
be like... There's an incentive to divorce.
That is fucking...
It's wild, bro.
Okay, now we're getting some real red pill shit. This is like the borderline like black pill MGTOW level stuff.
I'm not even going to divorce you because it's not financially worth it. Wow.
Yeah.
Holy, that's a roast and a half, bro. Like,
yeah, you know... I remember.
Divorce laws are fucked up, man.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I
If
think
you actually look into it, it's really fucked
I think
up.
our parents' generation had a lot of like latent issues between like gender paradigms that's really been lived out now. Like I think that's why you saw like I feel like there's like a lot of shit underneath the whole divorce rate. It's not just like like.
Well, like all these laws like don't make sense in 2023.
Personally,
Like, why should you have to pay alimony to a girl to make sure she lives the same standard of living as she was when she was with you? Like, it's kind of sexist if you think about it. Like,
It's incredibly sexist, but you know what though? Like, I guess that's the fucking court system, bro. And
Right.
I had this one girl say to me, she's like, alimony exists because there was a period in time when men running around like populate the earth.
that's like Elon Musk. He's like, your number one duty is to have like as many kids as possible. Like,
You know what? It wouldn't be bad to like just know like the next generation's like 10% yours.
I mean, I could have a few kids out there. I don't even know.
You probably do.
I probably
You
do.
probably do. You probably at least have one. Yeah. I have none. Luckily, I have none. I don't think.
Well, how would you know?
I think like Adrian made the comment. He's just like, yo, dude, like, oh, do you probably have at least like one kid for the amount of chicks that you banged? No, if you had a kid, we would all hear about.
Been a
it.
lot of vacations, like where.
Oh.
But the thing is, a lot of girls these days like they eat like birth control like it's candy. You know what I'm trying to say? If not,
That's true.
There's like a whole bunch of other issues there. Plus, I'm hoping I shoot blanks. So
You can get tested for that. If you actually think you're shooting blanks, you can get tested.
No,
I actually got my ex-girlfriend pregnant.
I don't come in girls.
But,
I don't come in girls. That's the thing. That's like
You shouldn't do that.
yeah. I don't. That's yeah.
Probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
No. Maybe you're shooting blanks, dude. Who
Yeah,
knows?
who knows? Yeah, exactly.
I had another friend recently. She's a girl. She got her and her boyfriend tested because they're trying to do Planned Parenthood right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're both healthy. But then the doctor was saying, I don't have to even say it. Yeah, but they said like she's getting a little older. She's like past 30. That if they're gonna have kids, they probably need to do it in the next 2 years. So, but they got tested.
Yeah, because women hit there's a biological wall where like.
Man, even now, like even being at 30, it's like.
Nah, you're good. Guys can have kids until they're
No,
like.
I'm saying for girls. Like
Girls, it's like 35.
I never understood why. Okay, so I have an older sister, right? And she used to always like trip out at like around 30. Because she like, oh, I need to be in a relationship because of my like biological clock, and I always had a hard time understanding. But now, at being a guy at 30, I sort of get like their perspective, right? Because it's like you don't just want to have a kid with anyone. You gotta fucking date them for a bit, right? So it's like 2 years, 3 years before you actually know them long enough to like maybe get married like that. So you're at 33, then what you gotta.
Our worries are different than girls though.
Yeah, but
So like I gotta be rich by like 30. I'm 30. I'm not fucking rich yet.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
I
is-
still live in Canada. I'm 30. I still live in Canada.
Yeah.
This place sucks. I get taxed too much.
I'm trying to leave Canada, to be honest, man.
There are places you can go to that will tax you less. Like I don't know, where do you want to live somewhere else? Like do you want to live? Is there you want to move to a tax haven?
Ideally, like Florida, no state
Florida-
income tax.
Miami's interesting because
I just went to I just got back from Miami.
How was it? How was your trip?
Unreal, man.
It's fucking cool. Down
So
there.
nice down there. Like their quality of life so much better.
Yeah. Also Miami though, it's a little bit fucking crazy. It's a little crazy down there too.
Every single person I met was like a character. Yeah, like rich though, extremely rich. Like the ability to network down there is insane. Like every person I met was like a surgeon or like
Holy shit! Wow.
like some rich like come from a rich family like
America in general just has way more rich people.
yeah.
And I feel like Miami it's also just kind of like a lifestyle capital. Like it's like this beautiful tropical city, and like and just even it being a tax haven, you attract people who earn a lot of money.
Right.
Because they're trying to. That's like they're saying that like if you want to like meet rich guys, don't go to like a car meetup. Go to a tax. Like a tax return.
So every single that's funny you say that because every girl I met at the bar asked me what I do.
Yeah.
Asked me for my LinkedIn like I've never had that before in my life here.
Wow.
Like what kind of girl asks you for your LinkedIn at the bar? Like what the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
that's intense. They can probably see exactly what you do. That's actually pretty invasive if you think about it.
I think it's becoming more prevalent though. Actually, because Miami is a bit of a hub for like just deals, right? Like there's always things being like it's a hype market. It's like when cannabis got hot, it got hot there.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking psychedelics got hot there.
So apparently like a lot of these like corporations like that have their headquarters in New York are moving to Miami.
Yeah, I think it was like that.
Goldman Sachs move.
Yeah.
Some tech companies too.
No, it makes sense, man. Like,
Well, I think the tech companies are going to Austin. I think.
Yeah. Which is also like a no
Tax
state.
haven.
Also a tax haven as well too for no state income tax. I was even looking at like people were talking about moving from California into Vegas like I was looking into Vegas. Like apparently the water quality there it's like the worst in the U.S. Like you need to like build in like a descaler or something into your house because like the water quality is really horrible. But,
Really?
Yeah, no, I was watching a study about this and like why don't more people move here? And they're like the water quality is like pretty fucked. Like you can drink the water, it's just it has like really high levels of calcium in it, so you either need to filter it. People are saying like in some parts of the U.S. where people like they drink bottled water in their house all the time.
Well, like Flint, Michigan.
Yeah, so that's a good example. Flint, Michigan, that's a really extreme example. But there'll be even, like places that like you think don't really need. You can probably drink the water in Vegas, but the guy was he was showing examples of it, and it's extremely hard water apparently.
There's probably places in upstate New York that like the pipes are fucked up. Cause it's like I don't know if you've been to like Buffalo or like
Buffalo.
Yeah, like some of those old neighborhoods. I can't imagine that have clean water.
Even just like crossing the border into like Detroit sometimes, because like Toronto, it's like it's cold and everything, and then like you go into Detroit and it's like it's the same weather as here. It's fucking cold. We're on the same lakes, right? But then it's also there's all this like rundown buildings and like it's just and like kind of like poverty, and it's almost like a. People think Toronto's a rugged city, man. I mean, Detroit's a rugged city. The weather's just as bad.
All the steel belt cities, Cleveland, Detroit, Buffalo.
But the creepy thing about Detroit, though,
Philly.
is like in Canada, you're so used to like when a company goes downhill, right? Like the building at least gets like repurposed, or if not, it gets like torn down and released, right? The trippy thing about Detroit is that there's a whole fucking city just abandoned.
Yeah, but if you think about it, so
Yeah,
the worst pieces of land in the States are our best pieces of land. So the warmest places in Canada are the coldest place in the States. So Detroit, Buffalo, all these areas, no one wants to live there. It's too cold.
That's true.
But everyone wants to live in southern Ontario because it's some of the warmest like property that we have.
Yeah, but then it's also like
It's still pretty cold.
It's still freezing.
but it's also the reality of living in Buffalo and Detroit is like you can't stop at red lights, So
Well, that's why
that
people
too.
leave. Anyone that grows up in like these areas, they go to Florida, they go to
Yeah,
California.
'cause you can't fucking stay there, bro. Like, you know what? Detroit's nice to visit on the weekends. They have this one street where like on like Saturdays and shit.
There, it is. Some of the suburbs are nice. I'll give it that.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
There's nice suburbs.
Yeah, and if you find that
Cheap
nice
houses.
the right niche in like the States, you could probably like live a pretty good life. Like
Yeah.
where I think is actually pretty slept on is like the Carolinas and shit like that, like North Carolina, South Carolina.
Oh, I lived there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carolinas.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, America does have like the better weather is nice. Yeah, and then like not paying income tax is also dope.
Yeah. And you get to have guns.
They're also like they have higher wages than we do.
Yeah, they do as well. Yeah.
Yeah, higher wages and cheaper costs of living.
Yeah, they do.
Unless you're in like New York City or like Manhattan or something like that. But even Manhattan has higher wages though.
Oh no,
Yeah.
for sure it does.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest issues with Toronto right now is that like the wages don't keep up with the rate of housing. Our housing has almost become more expensive than many places in the U.S. Even
100%, man.
We
Honestly,
have the second biggest, like the only bigger housing bubble is I think Munich, Germany or something like that.
Yeah, it's quite a few. And I guess like Sydney, Australia is pretty bad apparently.
it
And,
honestly doesn't make. And I know I talked about this a couple of times, but like there's a brain drain happening in Canada, and people are not really noticing it. But it's not conducive for really young people to like be living here, which is really interesting. And I think like they need to be looking more so into it. And I know like right now it's because the federal government has a strategy of like, okay, well the GDP is slowing, so just start importing more people, and then that creates more economic activity.
They also are doing that so the housing market doesn't crash.
But then the issue with that is that they're also causing a housing shortage, right? Because
Right.
basically
the housing crisis because people can't find places to live.
Yeah, but then we're also in stagflation, right? So they're like, we're seeing currency inflation, interest rates have to increase, GDP is fucking slowing, right? So like basically, financial institutions don't have an incentive to give money to developers to build more housing. So it's a real fucking catch-22. And what's gonna happen is gonna be a real sweet. We're basically gonna turn into like the UK and how the rental system is fucked.
Yeah.
It's all renters and like rent is fucking.
That's why I'm getting the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah.
I'm American, so there's no reason
Yeah,
for me to
it's
be
easy.
here.
Yeah.
You have like American citizenship. And
Yeah.
everything. Oh, you're good, then, bro.
His mom's.
Yeah, my
Oh,
mom's
you're good. Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good then, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have options then. You can move like pretty much anywhere in the U.S. You have options
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have to go find like some fat white American chick to come yeah.
Yo, some guy in Florida actually told us that
Yeah.
because we were like telling him how shitty Canada. He's like, you guys gotta marry an American girl.
Yeah,
That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
Easiest way in.
I'll do it, bro. Fuck. I don't
Yeah,
care.
why not, man? Fuck. It's so easy. Like, it's so much easier to get girls in the States. Like, I don't know what it is, but
Well, it's because like.
I feel like they're more like Americans are more like
Less competition.
Yeah, the market.
Less competition.
Yeah. No, because then I think.
Yeah.
No.
There's more people in general.
Well, it's not that. I feel like
We don't
there's obviously more obese people, so that's a large.
Well, we also
portion.
don't realize how highly educated people are in like geographies like Ontario. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like
Oh,
in
yeah.
Toronto, everyone here is highly educated.
I feel like Toronto's like like the hardest place to pick up? Out of where I've traveled around like all these American cities. Toronto's probably the hardest.
I've heard people say that as well too, and I've even heard like performers, comedians, like everyone. They say when they come to Toronto, the Toronto audience is also the hardest audience.
Yeah.
That's like called Screwface Capital. They say when you go to Toronto, it's gonna be like your toughest show because Toronto people are really like critics. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, and I feel like Canadian culture is definitely a lot less friendly. Like when you go to other places
is
in
that
the US.
tobacco or no? Or
Yeah, just hit me if you want. We got 2 flavors, man. We got this one. We got the this one's fucking.
I got some chewing tobacco.
Oh god. I got menthol cigarettes. Want some menthol cigarettes? I got I'm from the US all the time. Those probably aren't fun because they banned them in Canada.
Yo, actually, tell us about Downers.
Oh, the Sundowner?
Yeah.
Oh yes, the strip club in Niagara Falls.
So there's a street of like strip clubs, Niagara Falls, massage parlors, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're basically like the best strip clubs in Canada.
Our Sundowners is like number one.
Well, actually, I guess Montreal is comparable, but
Montreal's the only place I've been to that's $10 lap dances.
Yeah, Montreal's like cheap. I think it's
$10 lap dances. Anyway,
It was crazy. The first time I remember
when I first went, it was $5.
Oh,
real?
Yeah,
I think I've seen $5.
We went to a Grammy one, like
Wanda's?
bro, I don't know. It was a bunch of like Haitian girls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I went to one and basically like this is like when we were in high school, bro. I went to the strip club, right? And it was a group of friends, so it was the girls and guys, and we got like the strippers to come by, and then she started dressing one of our friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, she started like taking her clothes off and like getting like into it with her.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, oh damn, this is fucking wild, bro. Montreal's great. That's a fucking beautiful city, bro.
But Montreal, it feels like you're in Europe.
I lost my virginity in Montreal.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Montreal. I was like 17.
Yeah.
It was like some of the first times like going to a club, like.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is fucking crazy experiences, man.
Yeah, times.
Because it's also it's much more European. It's a lot easier as a black guy to actually get it. It's easier.
So my buddy lives in Gatineau. I went there in the summertime to visit him.
Yeah,
Easiest place I've ever been. Everyone's so chill, like.
Yeah. Everyone's like mad chill.
Completely different vibe than like.
It's a good time. The party.
Toronto's not that place, honestly.
It's extremely. Yeah, I don't know what everyone's deal is. Like,
it's an uptight place. I think honestly Toronto. It's just become like, man. I grew up here and like it's become so much more stressful to live here. Like I feel like 10 years ago Toronto was like it was getting expensive, but it was like pretty good. Now it's like really.
Now it's,
there's like
I feel like Toronto was like 2010.
Yeah, like before when Peter Richmond had nightclubs and everything, before the condo boom got out of control, and those were good days. Like you going to university was great here. I had a good time, but then it just now I feel like every single news article about the city, it's always just like housing prices are out of control. People are buying fucking piece of shit houses for like $1 million, and like there's all sorts of like, it's just become like the quality of life's definitely gone down in the city by at least I'd say 50%.
If you grew up here too, all your family's here. It's hard to leave too.
That as well too, yeah. You know, like I have 3 brothers, and one of them like moved to California permanently, and he's married out there. He'll probably stay there in the long run. I think what happens is that when you have kids and everything, it's easier if your parents are nearby. So when you have kids, you have some help raising the kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, because just with like babysitting and like I don't know, just being your family will make your life a bazillion times easier.
It's not just that, like trying to get the time off to fly back and forth to see your family is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
and you can't even use your vacation time for actual vacations. You're just coming home to see your family.
That's a really good point. Yeah, so that happens, and like so my siblings they fly back maybe 2 or 3 times a year to come check in, and then my other brother, he was in New York. I think he's gonna stay there a bit longer, but he might come back too. He's not fully sure what he's gonna do yet, I guess. So he has options. But yeah, I don't know. It's yeah.
What do you do for work?
I'm a 3D animator, man.
Oh.
So I do like music videos and I like do like commercials. So like I work for like a lot of rap labels. I work for Drake's label. I work for Sony.
No way.
I work for Soulja Boy.
So you have options. You can easily get like a visa, man.
I personally maybe I can get like an O visa for like a talent visa in the U.S. And because all my clients are in the U.S. I work online every day, and it's one of those things where like it really showed me. Originally, I was just trying to like kind of be like a freelancer contractor in Toronto, and like there is some business here, but just America, it's the biggest like consumer economy in the world.
There's 300 million people.
Yeah,
so you can tell that based on even like the consumer. Like, when you go over there, the amount of products that are available at stores.
Oh, yeah, everything.
Triple the amount of what you can get here. Like
yeah, I remember I went to this one grocery store in Austin. I think it was in Houston actually. And they just had like this wall of barbecue sauces. I think they have like 500 barbecue sauces.
The cereal aisle is ridiculous.
Yeah, they have things that aren't even like FDA approved in Canada.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you ever been to like a GNC or like a supplement store in the States?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Even it's like a liquor store there.
Yes.
Like the LCBO here, we have maybe like 20 different types of whiskey. Like you go to a liquor store in the US, the things I've never even seen
And
before.
everything's like crazy cheap. Well, everything's like stupid cheap there, especially alcohol. You're like, what the fuck, man? Like, what am I paying?
Oh, we pay sin tax here because we have free healthcare, right? So
I actually have
you gotta pay tax to be unhealthy.
I have a pretty
Yeah.
wealthy friend from the UK, and like he spends like stupid money sometimes. And like one time when the LCB, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna get a bottle of Don Julio or whatever, right? Or I forgot what bottle it was. And then he went there, he looked at the price, he's like, what the fuck? He's like, no, that makes no sense. No, I'm not gonna buy that. The fuck?
I think Don Hill's like $100 here.
Yeah, he's like, that's literally 4 times the price it is anywhere else. This makes no sense.
Right.
At all. It's because we're paying for a lot of things. It's transportation costs, fucking.
No, it's the sin. The taxes on alcohol and tobacco here are insane.
But even in general, like no one understands like all the costs incurred being in Canada. It's like because we don't really manufacture everything. Everything comes up here, right?
Yeah.
So there's a cost of transportation that gets put on the cost consumer as well too. And then you're dealing with fucking like the taxes, and then there's also like fucking other things like probably like cross border fucking taxes. It's a whole bunch of shit, man. Like it's fucking terrible.
We don't realize like, so it's at the point now where like it used to be like, oh, you get paid less in the States because they have like their dollars worth more, but they get paid the same amount in American dollars with the cheaper cost of living.
Yeah.
So when you go to a store there, you're like, okay, the same item is like $15 in the States, is like $50 here. Like
Yeah. No, it's true.
for the same shirt, like you're like, and they're getting paid the same amount as we are if you like.
Yeah,
dollar
man,
for
honestly,
dollar.
like it's like that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think they realize they're doing it, but there's a whole bunch of policies happening, federally at the very least, that's like literally making it non-conducive for like you to be economically proficient as a young person. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like,
it's definitely tough out here. And then listen, like, and if you have places in the U.S. where there's like no state income tax, and like the whole idea behind that to me is so fucking crazy. Imagine there was one province in Canada that had no provincial income tax.
yo, fucking
Everyone
thing. No.
knows that.
Alberta didn't for a bit. What are you talking about? Alberta didn't have fucking
Really?
so not income. Sorry, no, sales. Sorry, I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, income. Okay, imagine your paycheck without fucking with 4%. So the federal income tax rate is 4% in states, right?
Yeah.
So if your state doesn't have an income tax, you're paying 4%. That's it. Imagine your paycheck with just
Holy
4%
shit.
tax.
That's
We're paying like
fucking
40%.
Yeah, that's like lower than fucking Singapore, bro. It's like I think Dubai and Singapore. I think it's actually 0, or like under 15.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because our buddy lives in like Abu Dhabi. They don't pay any tax.
Yeah. So, I think living out there, like I've never been there before, but like that seems like a bit more extreme because you are really far. But like from like here, like the U.S. is like you could drive there, so it's not really like that far. So the distance is.
I'm sort of sick and tired of Canada. I'm not gonna lie. I know Eddie's a huge fan of it. You know what I'm trying to say. Don't get me wrong. There's a huge value. I think
And he's a big fan of it because he's from China. So when you came in,
Yeah.
to converse living in China, like it's like it's a different life, man.
like, no,
Yeah,
it's-
there's a certain like there's people that love Canada, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I think, like, here's the thing. If you are, if you basically are a corp and you're not actually, like, working here,
Yeah.
I think, like, it can be beneficial for you because, like, there's some tax loopholes you can take advantage of and whatnot. But,
I don't know, because I have friends that own businesses that are like, if I had exposure to the America, because they have like .ca companies, like they're like, if I had exposure to the American market, like, I'd be fucking making way more money.
Well, can they run their businesses like towards the U.S.? Can they like sell to the U.S. or?
Oh, my one buddy owns like a. So basically, during the pandemic, he started like a PPE company that sells like face masks, like custom face masks.
That's right.
So it was the PPE like .ca website, right? So he only sold to Canadians.
why is it sent to the U.S.?
I don't know. There's some like tax implications he has to go through.
You have to pay American taxes as well.
Yeah, and apparently, I don't know. It's harder to sell to.
If it's like if it's any kind of medical product, they might have some kind of like ban on that because there are like certain things that you can't just like openly sell to Americans without paying like tariff. Although NAFTA includes like certain items, but not everything.
It's very complicated to try to like start selling to the States or Canada. I mean, it's obviously it can be done, but
yeah, I feel like my hack is like I've been here, like I have like U.S. clients, so they pay me in USD, but I live in Toronto, so I get like that. I gotta come that bit of
30% extra, bro.
It's pretty good. But at the same time, I'm not down there full time. I have clients like around the world too, but like most of it is American, just because like there's so many like businesses down there. Like I'm working with this one company. I'm working for like I don't want to say what it is. I'm working with this one small company in Miami, and like they don't have businesses like that in Toronto, where it's like a small business owner, and she's like. She has a slow company, but it's like in Toronto, there's probably like a medium-sized company that's due to scale, and she's trying to get work done and everything like that. And I've just encountered so many of these type of like entrepreneur type people in the U.S. who like they might have like some investment capital and they're not actually trying to go and do it, Versus Canada, we just have like a
Everyone I met in Miami had like some kind of side hustle, like some like random business on the side.
Yeah, and it probably generates money. I had one friend from New Zealand say that he went to Miami and he felt like in the U.S. he's like there's so much business down there you don't even necessarily need to be like super good at what you do. It doesn't need to be like an A1 because in a place like New Zealand, like it's such a small country. If you're not putting on a really really good product,
That's
like,
Canada as well though.
Yeah.
Whereas down there, it's like there's so much money changing hands.
Yeah.
Like the amount of money you see, like I saw so many fucking like Lambos and Ferraris and fucking Rolls Royces all over the place, man. Like there's so much money down here, man. Like these people have money to spend. Like
you can also drive a car like that there all year round because it's not that unless they have hurricanes.
Yeah, hurricanes might. Well, if you're that rich, you don't really care anyways. But
yeah, and the other thing might be like global warming eventually, but that's not that much money right now.
You believe in global warming?
Like there's like, do I believe the world's gonna get? Do I believe the world's gonna be destroyed? Do I believe that the world's getting hotter? Do I believe it's caused by humans? Like there's like.
Dude, I took my degrees in environmental science. I don't even fucking know, bro. Like.
Yeah. So like, there's a lot of opinions on it. Like I think the first opinion is it being caused by humans? Because it's like do we believe in global warming? Therefore, do we believe in like is it being caused by humans? What can we do?
Is it being caused by humans?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But like there's probably gonna be some technological advancements that also the birth rate's fucking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We've talked about depopulation on this podcast.
Like so, a lot of these
now.
issues are gonna resolve themselves. Like
I think the third one is microplastics.
Yeah, exactly. The fertility rate's ridiculous.
So the sperm count's down by 50%. We're having a sperm card. The sperm count's down by 50%. The baby boomers are aging out in all developed nations, even China. Even like China right now, the birth rate in China is so low at this point where they're saying in 50 years they're going to have 2/3 of the population on pension, which is like that will cause your fucking economy to collapse at that
absolutely,
point.
Absolutely.
And that's not just like China. Like we're having that in Canada. The way Canada's
everywhere.
We're having Canada right now, and they have to keep importing immigrants just to keep our labor force up because we don't have enough people even having kids here, and even the people that are importing are typically very educated people who also don't have kids as well. So like it's not like they're coming here and having 6 babies like they would in like I don't know like a place like India or a developing nation.
Yeah. Right.
The people who come here all have master's degrees. They're all really smart. They typically don't even have kids, not even one. So.
Right. And all this shit like so. In the 90s, like, the ozone layer, like, the ozone layer is repairing itself now. They said that was gonna...
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
What else did they say? Apparently we're not gonna be able to feed the population by... I think they said in the 70s, like, based on current technology, we're not gonna be able to feed the world population by, like, the year 2000 or something.
Yeah.
But all these tech advancements in agriculture have allowed us to do that, like...
Malthus? Or
Tom Malthus, Malthusian, like, theories and shit like that,
yeah. Those are Mills or
limits to growth or whatever.
It's really hard to make these like kind of like 30-year predictions. So I guess the way they did that was that I guess Monsanto came around and just started like making like shitloads of fertilizers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so I'm reading this book right now by Peter Zeihan. It's called like The Way the World Will End. It came out this year. And he's like a geopoliticist. It's a geopolitics or like a geopoliticist, I guess. Anyways. He talks about like the fertilizer is impacted by oil essentially because it's made from oil, like nitrogen, right? And he's saying that like it's all about the supply chains controlling the output of oil remaining in a peaceful state. So that's why like Russia's invading Ukraine, right? Because they understand that like it's a petrol state. They're running like 80% of their export is oil. They can't grow anything there. The amount of fertilizer or even just like energy it takes to grow produce in Russia is like I don't know, like 5 times what it takes to grow it in like. You know, U.S. actually is like the #1 exporter of like food in the world.
The U.S. is like the best country.
Yeah, they have the most amount of arable land, and they have the cheapest. Like they produce the cheapest, most high quality food in the entire world, and they produce the largest quantity of it.
They also produce oil.
If you think about the geography of the states, they really have everything.
They have everything. It's actually one of the best in the world.
It's actually like this.
They have everything.
They have everything.
Beach, mountains.
They don't
every single different climate.
They basically don't need to do global trade at all.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
They essentially just that's why they export everything, and that's why they're super rich. And the other countries in the world, it's honestly like being born with your country having access to resources is like really make or break because like, if you're in a country where like you can't grow shit. You places like Afghanistan, for example. Why are they growing opium there? Why is the country like not necessarily super developed? It's because they can't grow anything there. It's like the climate's as bad as Canada, minus all the technology and infrastructure and things like oil to farm properly.
Or the opium's fire though.
No, there's a lot of like countries in Africa that have like crazy amount of resources that like.
Yeah, and that's why white fucks go and rape us. So,
No, I was gonna say that. Dude.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Hey, China's there too right now, so you can't even say that, bro.
Yeah, everyone wants to take a piece of Africa, man. It's
Apparently, China's like fucking building all the shit in Kenya, bro.
They're building port. They're doing it's neocolonialism to the max right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the exact same thing happened in Sri Lanka is happening like everywhere else, right? So they basically end up in these economic deals with these despotic leaders to keep them in power, and they provide them some sort of like infrastructure deal on like some obtuse loan that the country's never been able to pay back, but the leader basically signs on to it because he gets paid off. So what happens, and basically it's like a loan to own sort of thing. At one point, basically the country can't pay back the debt, and then essentially the asset is now like China. And the thing is, if you own infrastructure, like let's say seaports, bridges, roads, right, you basically own the country, especially from a resource perspective. So that's basically what's happening. And actually, it's interesting because there's a lot of shit happening in Kenya. Kenya's a very pivotal country right now because it's like the main port of like everything on the eastern coast of Africa, right? So there's actually like a sort of a bit of like a conflict happening between like U.S. entities and like Chinese entities trying to like fight for influence, and it's affecting the domestic policies and all this kind of shit, bro. Like,
Yo, there's a lot of like the world is very like unstable right now in terms of like war potentially like breaking out. Like there's that one U.S. general was like by 2025 U.S. is gonna go to war with China and like.
Like I heard this article talking about
fucking blimp. There was a blimp they just shot down.
They finally shot it down?
Yeah, I just saw it on my phone. They shot it down.
Let's sit up there forever.
I know.
The bulk of this podcast is like it actually started off like us just like we just hang out every weekend and we end up having these kind of geopolitics type conversations. And like my cousin's also like a PhD in this shit right now, so like we just started filming it and like we have a lot of party stories and everything, but like I feel like the core like foundation of the podcast has always been like serious topics because everyone who we bring on is like pretty intelligent. I'd say so. It's kind of like. Dude, man, like, this article coming out being like by 2027, the Chinese government wants to take back Taiwan. Yeah. So we're getting at the implications of that. So I actually think that if that happens, it's going to be a fucking shit show. It's actually going to destabilize the whole planet because so Taiwan has the U.S. military protecting it currently because of the trade routes. So if China takes that back, we trade embargoed Russia, but we can do that because we don't get anything from Russia at all. It's 80% of petrol state. What do we get from China? All computer parts, manufactured goods, clothing, anything made out of plastic. China's like it's the manufacturing hub in the entire world. So if all the things that are made in China currently are 5 to 10x in price, or have to be purchased from another country that produces either like worse quality goods or less of it, the inflation is going to be like.
No,
insane.
But that's why China hates India though. India has a younger population. They're able to basically do what China does now. If they play their cards right, So
India's a big population, and there are a lot of things that are manufactured there. We could shift it over to India, but like it's just they're not making like computer parts, like almost like skilled manufacturing. That's the best way to describe it. Yeah. India right now, the bet India is making right now is actually on the service economy because everyone there speaks English. So when it comes to the IT, they weren't selling the hardware. What they're selling is like the call centers, like the almost like IT services. Yeah. India's definitely beat China in that sense. Like that's all like the Microsoft, Google, Facebook, all the IT information centers and everything. All the services are done in India. They do manufacturing and stuff there too as well. They do clothing manufacturing there as well. But specifically like the microchip processing.
I thought that was in Taiwan though.
It is in Taiwan. Well, but China.
I think that's why China wants Taiwan is because that's where like 70% of the microchip manufacturing or something like that, or the companies are headquartered.
If that happens, so right now China's trying to bring microchip manufacturing back to the U.S. for that reason, so they can be, because that's the one thing they're not doing in the U.S. right now. They do all the IP, they do all the design, they do all the research, and it's all built in China and Taiwan and stuff like that. So yeah, if there was war with Taiwan. Because right now, there's trade embargoes with Russia, so like all like all the clothing brands like Zara and everything like that, they've all had to change their names, like McDonald's.
Even McDonald's,
they've all had to change their names in Russia, so they've all done that. But like we don't really get that much from Russia. Like Russia's like it's 80% petrol exports and some.
Well, they're like Germany's hurting. Some of these countries in Europe.
Oh yeah, natural gas. Yeah, because of the natural gas. So they're hurting. Thank God, because Canada we have our own natural gas, oil, and whatever we can't produce ourselves, we get from U.S. refineries.
Canada, Canadian government is fucking screwing over Canada ridiculous. Like we could be so much richer than we are. I don't know why they're blocking all these pipelines and doing all this stupid shit. But
yeah, we can talk about that for days.
Yeah, I think they're trying. So I think anyways, but yeah, there's a war. Like people think it's bad now, man. Like fucking. If there's a trade embargo with China, like the prices and everything are gonna go through the motherfucking roof. And at that point in time, we're gonna be hitting like World War III or some shit. Because like. like, I don't think it's gonna be nuclear war. We're kind of past that, but just even the trade embargoes and like not being able to get like all the products that people need to survive, and like the price of a laptop going like 10x, like this whole.
Well, think about it, like.
Yeah.
The cost of living is going up right now, and it's already destabilized. People are getting stabbed on the TTC every day.
Yeah, dude.
Imagine if like China stops fucking producing all this shit. Like people will lose their minds.
I don't know. I think economies like shift. It's gonna be obviously like a lot of pain, but I do think there would be like a period of opportunity, and also possibly.
There's always opportunity in terms of like.
Well, because it's like basically you just have to like bring back manufacturing domestically. Like,
Yo, do you think you think
that's hard though, man? That's hard.
I know it's easier.
We're not gonna bring manufacturing to Canada, bro. Like, we've never made computer chips. Maybe.
Yo, the only thing that might happen is they just automate everything.
No, okay, so just
automation's coming, yeah.
ChatGPT.
I talk about that, but in my
Automation's coming.
in my opinion, I think another thing people are sleeping on is like the manufacturing capability of Mexico. Mexicans are great employees. If there's actually opportunity,
hard workers, yeah.
In my opinion, to actually domicile a lot of the manufacturing that happens in China.
I heard when you visit the actual pyramids, the first thing the tour guides will actually go to is they'll say like, okay, listen guys, these are not built by aliens. we have archaeological evidence on how they built this as humans.
Hey, Joe Rogan told me they were built by aliens.
Yeah, oh god.
But I'll say it's funny. Okay, like Mexicans are such great workers, right? That like. When you go to Egypt, people always wonder like how like the pyramids were built, but like there's also pyramids in Mexico. And nobody asked twice. It's just Mexicans built that shit, you know, like.
Oh, the Aztecs and the Mayans.
I've been to those pyramids. They're pretty sick, but they're not as big as the
pyramids in Giza are like fucking crazy.
Yeah, they're not as big as the.
It was the Jews.
Well, yeah. Oh my god.
Well, I mean.
No. I like actually was it not like the Jewish people that built the
pyramids? That's what it says in the Bible.
I think I guess the Bible said that.
Come on, guys.
Apparently also when you go and visit the pyramids, the tour guides also say that the pyramids were not built by slaves; they were built by skilled labor. Apparently they were not like slaves.
Yeah.
Although we get the definition of slave. Yeah, we get I don't know. Yeah, like, at the same time too, like if you work for like Egypt has a pretty oppressive government. If you're a tour guide and you essentially work for the government, they're gonna tell you. That's why it's kind of like dicey. I'm like, I don't really know how much of this is true. Like,
well, isn't the government of Egypt right now like the Muslim Brotherhood, which is an offset of Al Qaeda?
There was an uprising.
There's are they funded by do they fund Al Qaeda? They don't fund Al Qaeda. There are no actually no the Egyptian government is actually what we had this on the podcast. They're actually what sort of contributed to Al Qaeda being founded in the first place because they essentially tortured and silenced like a Muslim group there that essentially went on to go form Al Qaeda afterwards. So like, there's actually not necessarily they actually hate Al Qaeda.
But there's so many like political groups in the Middle East. It's hard to like keep track of all of them.
Yeah. Anyways, back to anyways. Yeah. So I guess the rest of us reading this news. I feel like I'm not the only one. I'm on TikTok, just watching these videos, about geopolitics. And Alan, man, do you feel like are we in a doomsday, bro?
It feels like that, but I don't
see. You know what? You can't.
Are we like in 20 years? Are we fucked, bro?
It honestly does feel like that because I feel like there's like some kind of like decay within our society that's happening. Like,
that's
I don't know, but that's just me being like an old man, being like these young kids are fucked.
Well, no, I'll give you count.
I don't want to get too political here.
Honestly, I think this is a great segue. So one thing I think is going to completely like fundamentally fuck things up is automation and AI.
Yeah.
So recently I've been learning a lot about I've been getting really into like marketing and sales automation, right?
Right.
And I basically now that if you pair automation with AI, honestly you can automate so many workflows. You don't need like an accounting team.
This ChatGPT thing is a game changer, man. Like. Think about how many jobs that can be filled by like this. Like think about how many admin jobs and like ChatGPT can answer emails. Like you don't need this like secretary or like administrator doing this.
Well, it's even the bigger thing, right? I totally agree with you. But the scary part is once you start realizing ChatGPT is almost just like it's a great tool. Don't get me wrong, but it's almost just one. And there's going to be more ChatGPTs coming out.
Oh, this is like infancy. This is like Windows 95.
Yeah. And there's so many tools in line with this shit. Like I was fucking with this one thing called Phrase.io. Phrase.io basically does SEO optimization, right? So it's fucked up because basically you can go on there and give a title for an article and say the people that I want to read this article, what are 5 search terms that they throw into Google, right?
Right.
And then basically you get it to write the article for you. You just click write. And if it's not enough, you click write more. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
So it'll write a whole article for you, and it'll do SEO optimization. You just throw that up there. And like I realize that's like how people are actually like producing content right now. And it makes me realize like, this has been going on for quite some time. Like, having these automation tools and fucking like machine learning, like algorithmic like applications of things has been happening for quite some time, and it's accelerating. So honestly, like I don't know where we're gonna be like 3 years.
I want some beers.
But like yeah, with more adoption of like of these tools, man, it's like. First of all, it's like I think there's gonna be like a crazy like job loss. Like I actually totally get what they mean now when they're like, "Yo, we need to figure out what we're gonna do."
Well, Andrew Yang, man.
No, it's no joke. Yo, you don't. No.
That's his whole fucking platform.
He's in Selena Powell. Would you fuck Andrew Yang? She's like, who's that? He's like, American presidential candidate.
Yeah.
This is nasty. How Selena Powell's like, I'd fuck him for the clout. I'm like, oh, he's nasty.
Yeah.
The Selena Powell is. She's this guy. She fucked like 80
Yo,
fucking
I've seen her on
basketball
Pornhub, bro.
players.
She has some
Yeah,
videos,
she's
dude.
fucking wild. She's my. I love her personality. She's actually so funny. She has like a great like TV personality.
Yo, porn is insane these days too.
That's fine. That's even a bigger issue, bro.
Yeah, porn. Yeah.
Dude, so I'm flying to Miami, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fucking rocking on my flight.
Yeah.
Like literally, like before we're boarding, I was in like the Amex lounge, like
Nice.
getting fucked up.
Nice.
So I come out, I'm like, what the fuck? Who's this girl? So I go up and like start talking to her. Like, add me on Instagram, whatever. She ends up being like an OnlyFans fucking model that like is from Buffalo that lives in fucking Miami now.
That's sick. Yeah.
But like, yo, $30 a month for her OnlyFans. I'm not paying
That's a
for
lot.
that.
That's a pricey.
Yeah, right?
Dude, during a recession, I heard the OnlyFans. You gotta be charging less.
Fake, yo, I'll show you right now. Fake tits, like blonde hair girl.
So it's like pretty much
Professional
every-
hot girl.
So, like every girl I see at Altea.
Yeah, like literally, like probably the hottest girl in upstate New York, like fucking moves to Miami.
Oh, so she gets around.
Yeah.
Oh wow, she should rock.
Yeah, rocket, bro.
Oh, she has a lot of followers.
47,000.
Oh, she's hot.
Mm.
Oh yeah, she's like
So
she's
if
like,
you
she's
click
like,
on her,
she's like professionally hot. Yeah.
yeah, if you click on her bio, then it like directs you to her OnlyFans.
Oh yeah,
And it's fucking $47 a month, bro.
I heard that's,
$40 a month.
Wait, where is it?
So it's now where's this?
Exclusive
Content. Yeah, click.
She tries to hide it, eh?
I know. Doesn't even say OnlyFans. There you go. Directions to your OnlyFans. How much is it?
In a silly, goofy mood. Subscribe free for 30 days.
Oh, that's not bad. She's trying to get you hooked in.
Yeah, it's a free trial for 30 days, and then it's at $35.98.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. $35.98 a month for
That's
this girl, bro.
crazy.
That's what pays for her fake tits.
That's fucking crazy.
Wow, and she's flying fucking Frontier, like the cheap airline. Bro.
That's how the world works right now, man. You know?
This is like kind of not a hot take, but dude, I like budget airlines.
Yeah, same.
And the reason why is
I
because
paid
like
$40 Canadian to fly.
that's fine. Yeah, that's amazing. Like because of them, everyone's like, oh, I hate these budget. I'm like, if you don't like budget airlines, go pay like 4-8 times the go pay like 300, 500,
Yeah.
600 bucks for the same
Yeah.
flight. Because to me, it's like I'm on the flight for 2-3 hours. I don't care anyways, dude. Like if you're done to take an Uber for like 40 minutes and sit in like a random car,
Bro,
and, you know, like you can.
If you have an Amex card,
Yeah.
you go to the lounge at the airport, you
Yeah.
get extremely fucking drunk, before you get on the flight.
Yes.
And then if you're on a budget airline, you don't care because you're like literally almost blacked out the whole time. It's like whatever.
I feel like I need to like upgrade. I had like sort of like an entry level Amex, but I feel like I need to upgrade it to get like the.
You get all the
sick
lounge
benefits.
access, yeah.
To get the
So,
sick
it's only
benefits.
$600 a year.
Yeah, but I think my friend, one of my friends, he had I think he had like the Chase card or whatever. He said that one was like it was also good lounge access. One time he got us all in one time. We got like six of us in.
Yeah, that's what my buddy does.
Yeah.
He gets us all in.
It's fucking sweet. It's worth it.
Yeah. If you own a business, it's worth it because you just write it off.
That's
then
a
you
good
put
point.
all your transactions on your card for
That's a
your
good-
business.
yeah.
Actually,
Good to go.
that's a good point. Yeah. That's a good point, dude.
But yeah, budget airlines, I don't care. I'll pay the $40, save the money, and go spend it when you get to your destination, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's like, you know, like I was in Europe one time and I took 2 budget airlines. I took Ryanair. Everyone always complains about that one. So
You always see like TikToks about Ryanair. Like,
people always bitching about it. It's like I get on. It's like a bus seat. It's like a plastic seat.
Ryanair to what's that place? Ibiza.
Yeah, I took Ryanair into Ibiza. That's exactly what it is. And then like Iberia Express up. It's only like a 40-minute flight, so who gives a fuck? And they're sitting on the plane. Everyone else is like swagged out, and you're kind of sitting on the plane. And I'm just like, I don't get like, what's the fucking? Do I really need to be on like an Emirates airline level, like first class, like lay down with like with the you know where I'm getting like I'm eating like some like amazing meal. Like, I don't maybe for like a 16-hour flight or something, but like you know. If you the budget airlines also do not fly long distance. They're all designed as short distance flights, right? So it's not like I don't care what people bitch about them. Like you're not on the flight for the max distance they'll do is 4 hours. The planes are not very big. They can't hold that much gas. So it's like you're not gonna be on it for like 2 days or anything like.
Yo, our budget airlines in Canada are pretty shit though. They're still pretty expensive. Like I literally flew to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
From Buffalo to Fort Lauderdale for $40 Canadian.
Fuck.
Well,
and then $40 Canadian on the way back. So $80 Canadian for a round trip to Fort Lauderdale.
Economies of scale too, though, right? It's like you said, a much bigger markets, more regular flights. Canada, it's not the case at all.
I've heard a lot of people tell me that recently. That like if I want to get cheaper flights, like fly from Buffalo because you can get like
Like for me, I live in Niagara Falls, so it's only like a 20-minute drive to the Buffalo Airport.
That's not sweet.
No problem. Like way better than driving up here. It's like an hour and a half to get up here, right? Like,
That's like actually true. Yeah.
The only thing that's cheaper up here is like you fly Sunwing.
That's actually true.
Like you fly Sunwing out of Toronto for like because if you fly to Buffalo for those packages, they'll fly you to like Baltimore first, and then you have to take a connecting flight from Baltimore to wherever you're going. Because there's not many international flights from Buffalo Airport.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. I guess like that's one good thing about Pearson. It's an international. There's direct flights out of Pearson all over the world, but it's not cheap though. Like I've paid a lot for some flights, but they do have direct flights to some places as well. But at the same time too, I don't care, man. Like the flight cost can sometimes be like such a chunk of the trip, anyways. That like if you can just reduce that, you can travel a lot more, and I think that's fun. That's like like airline flights used to be expensive. You know, back in the day, they used to wear a suit and tie to go on the plane. Back in like this, and you'd smoke on the plane too.
I should be able to smoke on the plane. That'd be wild.
So fucking unhealthy.
Dude, I went to Dominican in December.
Yeah.
And I've never been that drunk on a plane, bro. Like literally, like, I don't understand like how I didn't get kicked off the flight. Like,
how many drinks did you have, man?
Bro, we went to the Air France lounge in Pearson before. And, like, literally, it's like this big like the center of it is this big thing of bottles of like any liquor you want, whatever. We're there for 3 hours just chugging like liquor. Don't remember the flight, dude.
Oh shit!
I don't know what I did on the flight. Apparently, like I was sitting in between like this mother and daughter, like talking to them, like.
Probably didn't do anything.
Probably didn't do anything. I was probably just like a drunk, friendly guy, but like.
Probably slept, so you get like fucked up when you get up there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking crazy, man. Yeah, man. I think I have ever got hammered on flights before. I don't think I have.
Really? I get hammered on every flight.
I have a lot of friends.
I was trying to get hammered on the fucking streetcar on the way here. This guy's the grease police telling me I can't do it.
Grease police, bro.
I think you can you get hammered on the TTC? Can you do it?
I mean,
I'm like, let me just have a drink. Like it was like a long.
You can get stabbed on the TTC. I guess that you can drink on it too.
If you go all the way to the back of the TTC where the cameras aren't watching you and you drink, like because
we're on the streetcar though. I don't know.
In university, I used to do it all the time. I used to be like fucking around there. I used to fucking like go all the way to the back and like we're pre-drinking. We're coming down to the nightclubs and those are good days.
Yeah, I'm like, this is taking forever. Just let me have a drink. Like,
we're trying to get fucking chicken at this place.
He's trying to tell me that we're not in Niagara Falls. Like,
You probably can do it. You just have to kind of like make sure. You probably can. But
you can do whatever you want. You're still doing a DJ.
But I mean,
but if you're getting like situational awareness and you're scared to get like stabbed or some shit, it's pretty. I heard some people even say recently though that like it's actually like this criminology major was talking about how the crime rate's actually not actually up right now. The politicians are just doing it right now so to get us to like vote more conservatively.
I don't think that's true.
I think that's true.
I think the crime rate's definitely up.
I personally think it's. I want to read the stats, but I actually personally feel like it's up right now.
So my brother brought a brand new Toyota Highlander.
Yeah.
Literally had it for like a couple of months, stolen out of his driveway.
Yo, the Grand Theft Auto the Burbs is crazy right now.
Literally, and like he lives in like Font Hill, which is literally like a small town outside Niagara Falls. So literally, apparently the cop told him that same night that his Highlander got stolen, like 5 other Highlanders got stolen in his little town. So they basically went around the town, scoped out like, okay, these are the Highlanders in this town, and then they fucking stole them all.
Fuck.
The same night.
Yeah.
That's fucking
crazy. My buddy got a new truck. Same thing happened to him up in Bowmanville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The crime rate's definitely up because like I've never heard that happen. Like where like these small towns in Ontario, like they don't even see crime at all.
Exactly.
Oh, so I live in like a town outside Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Like 2,000 people. Some guy moved down from Toronto, obviously trying to hide from somebody. Like he moved to some random town, got shot in the driveway.
Whoa!
Bro, literally, a car pulls up and he's like in his driveway, bang, 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 shoots him, and like a town, like it literally just moved like a month like prior. Got shot in the driveway.
That's a professional hit. They literally shot the guy.
Yeah, he literally probably picked like, oh, this random small town I can hide here. No one's gonna find me here. Got picked off in the driveway.
Happens, man.
Yeah.
Happens.
It's fuck. People are. It's making fun. You know, we're talking about like the decay of society right now. Like, what I'm kind of worried about is like you know, like if I have kids. Here's a bottle opener.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Here you go. No problem, man. Appreciate yourself. Like if I have kids or whatever, it's like. What will Earth be like in like 20 years, you know? Like,
Well,
yeah.
I don't know if Canada's going through like growing pains. Like we're kind of just turning into the States because that's a the only problem with Canada is like in the States like you know where the hood is.
Yeah.
Like just don't go to that area of town because that's where all the crime is. But like in Canada, it just happens everywhere. Like
honestly, I am so confident that in 20 years, like the lifestyle that people will be living will be nothing that we are like common to understanding, like us. Because I'm telling you, man, this AI and automation is gonna change things, bro, so fucking quickly. And like I even think like right now all these tech layoffs, people right now are saying, oh yeah, you know the firms just front loading because they want to be like cognizant of like the market throughout 2023. But in my opinion, honestly, I think this is going to be very similar to like when manufacturing jobs started getting cut. Because they're going to export labor, they're going to automate work.
I feel like my job can be automated very easily.
Man, there's so many. I'm telling you right now.
Because like the shit I do, I'm like this can easily be automated.
You can automate anything, bro. Even I learned how.
Yeah.
Like so it's there's a lot of jobs that are gonna be lost in like the next 5 years.
I've been using ChatGPT to write like copy for like commercials. So like let's have advertising for like a beverage company, for example. I'm like, okay, give me a script, give me like a copy script for like I don't know, like a 30-second commercial. Write the script, write it again. Okay, change like the tonality, make it sound more exciting, and it spits me out like almost 50 different scripts. I'm just like, and then one time I'm like, write me 10 different versions of that, slightly different, and it'll spit all those out like really fast. And I'm just like, okay, I can just like kind of pitch these now. This is like pretty good. And that was the first time when I'm just like, this is better than what I could personally do myself, and I can actually pick
on a daily basis because you still have to call me and be like, how do I report this, blah blah blah.
Oh, goddamn.
Everyone else just does it online because the system does it for them.
Yeah.
You're gonna calculate your premiums and everything like.
What, can I ask you like your take on kids? Like, do you want to have kids and everything? Do you have kids right now?
Probably. I might.
Yeah. Okay. So like, here's my take on kids. My greatest fear about having kids right now is that like, okay, so let's say I'm successful, I do well, I make them. Let's say like everything goes well, like I'm totally financially capable of being a dad. My wife makes a good salary. Let's say like best case scenario we get a house. Let's say like financially like we make it work for the next 10, 15 years. What I'm worried about is when my kid turns like like millennials grew up and the baby boomers promised us do the education, graduate, you'll get a job, all these like things like that and buy a house and like all these normal things that they had. Like what I'm worried about is that I don't want to promise that shit to my kids, and then when my kids turn like 20 to 30, they get out into the world, it's 2050, microplastics are fucked, the environment's fucked, global warming's happening, depopulation's happening, the economy's so stressed out, there's no, like everything's automated, there's no jobs, and then my kids are like put out into a world where like, they have either some shit job that's really difficult that doesn't pay enough, or they have no job, they can't, the housing's out of control, the environment's very fucked. And then there's war in the world, which is like the fourth thing that would really worry me.
I think I'm pretty lucky because my kids are going to be athletic, so they'll be pretty good.
That's hilarious.
Good, yeah. That helps.
I'll just make sure like they go to the gym and like play sports.
If you give birth like a gay midget.
Yeah.
You can't allow that to happen.
But I think here's the thing. Like I used to be a huge doomer, but then I realized like honestly like society is very people are flexible. Society shifts, right? So I think. Even with AI automation coming in, I think what's happening is it's creating new jobs. So, for example, my sales job, I'm doing it actively, right? It's changing from a sales and marketing role to digital distribution, right? So now basically it's like sales has changed from sales has changed from essentially finding someone to buy your product to essentially like buying information on people that match your product and then finding a way to get them interested in it via marketing, right? So like paying. Starting like a Facebook ads or like a Twitter ads or like Google ads campaign, and then you throw their email into that fucking campaign, so the ad you created goes to them.
ChatGPT can actually do all of that though.
Yeah, but that's
it can literally do marketing. It can do advertising.
So for example, right now I have this one automation protocol using ChatGPT where I have essentially 5 randomized topics. And I asked ChatGPT to essentially write an article on LinkedIn for me using my tonality.
So when you work from home, actually this is kind of like a sewering question, but like,
what?
How many hours a day do you actually work?
Oh, on average, people probably work like 3 hours a day. I work a lot more because like now I'm doing like my own thing,
right.
So I'm constantly working. Like because basically now I have my own fucking company now, right? So it's like I have to get my own clients. I have to fucking do meetings to get like better at shit. Like for example, like on the 15th, I have to go to another podcast.
Because there's a positive take on all this where it's like people were saying the same thing about like the .com, like okay, like the internet's coming, email is going to eliminate all these jobs, which it did, but it created new jobs as well.
That's what I'm saying. I think right now, honestly, if you're not like I hate to say this, but if you're not working, like if you're working 3 hours a day, your job's gonna get taken.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact. You need to figure out. You need to upskill. You need to figure out a different way to do something different because it's like
Right.
I'm telling you right now, and that's what I'm. So like right now, like my current iteration of my company is lead generation in this building, and what I want to move on to is marketing consultation. But in reality, what I want to do is basically automate people's workflows. So actually, this is one company called Work, like WRK, and I'm working on an affiliate program with them. So essentially, like basically, like I will like say like it's they'll be my back end. So I'm gonna white label their product, right? So but I'm basically gonna go to firms and say, yo, do you need customers? Cool, I'll get you the customers. Do you need outreach? I'll do that too as well. All right, cool. How about I automate the workflow of your whole sales team?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yo, the only thing that, like, for me, like, I basically chose to work for the government because of the pension and, like, like, it's good money compared to, like, for the amount of work that I do.
It's a safe job. You know what I'm trying to say? If you get a government job, like, they always say it's like winning a lottery ticket, right? It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But,
So-
like,
but
so we have a very strong union, whatever, but, like, they could have easily, like, if it was, like, a private corporation, they would have eliminated my job probably, like, 10 years ago.
100%. Yeah, working on the private sector, man. It's dog.
Everything
dog
is
world, bro.
in the private sector. Everything is like efficient as possible.
Bottom
'cause
line, man.
You have to
Yeah.
make money for the shareholders, right? Like,
Yeah.
Not even you just gotta make money, bro. That's all that matters, man. If you're not making
Yeah.
money, you don't fucking matter, bro. So it's like it's hot. It's
Yeah, it's
the amount of waste in a government agency is insane. Like,
Well, it's also why government agencies are also stagnant. It's like a path. It's like what I say, path of least resistance. If you're not
Yeah.
forced to adapt or do anything, you're just gonna stay behind.
honestly,
Honestly,
you
it's
just
funny.
retire at 50 though, and you
It's
get your
fun. It's
fucking
funny you
pension.
bring this up actually because like I've been going to a lot of blockchain meetings as well too, and like one of the major conversations that they're having there is how much the public sector is going to struggle in terms of regulation because like there's no way like anybody like anyone that has any subject matter expertise in blockchain technology is not going to the public sector.
We're still living.
You know what I'm
We're
trying to
still using software from like 10 or 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Our software is fucking horrendous, bro. Like,
Shit.
Yeah.
it's awful, man. Like,
yeah, because there's no oversight, right? It's like, but that's gonna change soon, man. And I think what that changes with so I think what's gonna happen actually over the next like let's say 4 to 8 years in Canada or even globally is like it's already happening right now. It's like interest rates are up. Like it's harder to get like cash is not free flowing as easily anymore. So basically, people really have to like tidy up like their books, right? So I think all of these like obtuse government programs are gonna have to like face some cuts. The only reason that's not happening right now is because we have like a liberal government federally, right? But I think as you see administrations come in, we're gonna get to the point where you can't do deficit spending anymore. We're not gonna have the option anymore. We're gonna have to do a lot of fucking cuts, and it's gonna happen at once because like we're not doing anything right now. So. I think the next election is going to be fucking like crazy.
do you really think that Canada could vote conservative though?
I guarantee they do.
It's happened. Yeah,
they go back and forth.
We
Canada,
would Stephen Harper
Yeah,
for
but
8 years, you know.
With
So-
like so obviously like the young generation wasn't a voting age when Harper was in power.
I think Justin Trudeau's gonna lose the next election because the millennials are pissed. Like I'm actually not happy with.
it's not just the
right
millennials.
now.
No, it's not just the millennials.
I'm not looking
Everyone.
for
It's everyone. It's everyone at this point.
Yeah,
now.
I'm not happy with the leadership at this point. So like,
Yeah.
I'm the type of guy where like if I don't like I might just not vote. I might just one of those. I'm one of those. Type
Yo,
of
I
guys.
voted
Yeah.
last time. I was so pissed off. I voted PPC,
What's that?
the People's Party of Canada.
Is that the Communist Party?
No. It's like the far like fucking.
It's funny. It's funny they are good. It just sounds like that though. But like
Yeah, it does sound like
I'll
that.
vote for the Green Party.
they're not far right. They're just like I mean I guess they are.
They
far
are pretty
right,
far right,
yeah.
But like I just did it as a joke because I'm like, my vote doesn't even matter. Like whatever, I'll just
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
vote PPC. It's
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
I voted PPC too.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
If
All
I-
my buddies in the
I
falls
was so
voted
pissed,
PPC
man. Yeah,
too.
I was pissed too, man. I was like, there's been so many.
Bro, because they had Aaron O'Toole who wasn't actually conservative. He's just a liberal.
Okay,
Like,
okay. If we're actually gonna have the conversation, man, there's been such fucking shitty leadership, and it's not even just a shitty leadership; it's a non-accountability and like non-accepting of like bad decisions being made on the federal level, right? Like, you look. Let me. It's on every level though, right? So like on the federal level, like if you gotta talk about it, these lockdowns fucked over a lot of people, and there was no proper way to find a solution for that, right? And like we're still dealing with the ramifications for that, right? On the provincial level, same fucking thing. We're dealing right now with a whole bunch of issues like the healthcare industry, like they're having understaffage issues and like nurses and whatnot.
Yeah.
They can't hire cops. They can't hire fucking like fire people and whatnot.
okay, the healthcare issue is because a travel nurse gets paid double the salary
Exactly,
to go do the exact same job in like Texas or Florida where it's like beautiful weather. Like,
Yeah,
why don't you
exactly.
work in Canada? Like,
But then if you look at it, it comes down even to municipally poor leadership. You look at this fucking homelessness crisis. All of it's bad leadership, bro. all of this bad leadership, and there's no fucking, and the worst part about Canadian politics, right, is there's a complete lack of accountability, and more so than that, there's an air of arrogance in their poor fucking decision making, and it's all like fucking concealed. Like you don't have to, like, even calling out the bad decisions is almost like fucking like terrorism. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's like,
the thing about Canadian politics is like,
yeah,
everyone there is so privileged. Like at least like in American politics or other countries, there's at least like working class people that have seeped into like the political class.
Yeah.
In Canada, the political class is the most privileged fucking pieces of shit.
They have no like.
Yeah, it's typically richer families.
Yeah.
It's more.
The political class in Canada is fucking.
Have you read John Tory's Wikipedia page?
Oh my god, he was the CEO of Rogers. Like,
dude, his grandfather was like fucking.
He's one of
his grandfather was like some super important Canadian.
Yeah.
And then that guy's grandfather like ran some enormous.
Even the Fords, man. The Fords, their parents were loaded on this.
Honestly, here's the thing. Canada is a very old school European class society. Nobody realizes this. It's basically run by 13 families, right?
Right.
And it's a very socialist country in which like streams of capital are controlled. So you can't. It's really hard for you to like. That's why, in my opinion, you don't see you always see companies come up in Canada and leave, right? Because in my opinion, there's no opportunity for innovation here.
The Westons, Rogers,
because
families.
The way it works in Canada, in my opinion, right? It's like we're really good at setting up oligarchies. We license and red tape everything, so you can't fucking do anything without fucking going to some regulatory body and either paying some sort of fee, whether it be like an academic like process or some licensing fee, right? And then basically they control how you process things. You know what I'm trying to say? So we set up these we set up these fucking oligarchies. I don't think it's good for the market. I've lost my point here, but
yeah, man, it wasn't a fucking run telecom. Freaking Galen Weston runs the fucking food supply here. It's like
it's insane.
It's the most corrupt shit ever. I mean, it's like a fucking dictator. It's like a Russian oligarch.
Even our dairy and bread is fucking fixed, dude.
Oh god, people are. Do you know what they do in the U.S. to manage like the food board in the U.S.? Because I think they also have like they do price fixing for food in the U.S. as well too.
Right.
Yeah, but I think it's more regulated by state. I know this farmer in the U.S. They're growing soybeans, and he had to silo a bunch of the. But this is like common practice. You have to silo a bunch of it to maintain the price for like 6 months before they can sell it. But I saw this TikTok video where the Canadian farmer was dumping 30,000 liters of milk because
I saw that TikTok.
Because it went viral on there. And what a fucking waste, honestly. And the question is, what can you do with that? Can they donate it? Are they just producing too much? Isn't the market supposed to correct inefficiencies and like deliver that to some? That's like there's people around the world who are fucking. You notice we don't have a production problem in the world for starvation. We actually have a distribution problem.
Yeah.
Like if you could just teleport that supply somewhere else, they would use it immediately.
Oh, absolutely.
But to ship this from like here to a place where they need that product, it would probably cost I don't even know how much goddamn money to the point where it might not even be worth it. It might be cheaper just to buy it from the neighboring country, right?
Yeah,
I mean, shipping is a massive cost on things.
There's a bunch of
oil prices.
There's a bunch of weird things with agricultural products because of like globalization, right? So I think that's why they do price fixing, because they have to help farmers domestically. Otherwise, they completely outsource everything because we have the infrastructure to do so. That being said,
that's true actually.
Being said, supply chains were irreparably fucking damaged after the lockdown, so that's not the case anymore. So there is actually now an incentive to actually have robust domestic agricultural supply chains, right? So. I don't know. I don't know what's happening with the milk. That's fucking wild. I heard that's happened for quite some time though.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard
I mean, apparently the milk in the States has a bunch of like different hormones in it and shit like that.
Yeah.
But
that's why Americans are fucking huge. You go down fucking
drinking American milk. Yeah.
Oh god, man. When I'm in the U.S., there are some people down there who are like the obesity level is like it's like something I've never seen.
Not even just that. People, I feel like people are taller and shit.
They're taller. They're bigger. Like I was in SF and like the guys down there, they're not just taller, but they're also really wide. Like they look like their shoulder. I'm like, you guys are enormous, and a lot of them are like that. I was like, you guys are fucking huge down here. Like
they're big motherfuckers.
Like, everyone looks like they're on HGH.
They are, to be honest.
They're on bovine HGH.
I mean, you can go to what is it? Not a fertility clinic. It's like a anti-aging clinic.
Oh, here's a story for fucking.
Where like they give you fucking testosterone.
Can you get it without a prescription down there?
No, you can literally go to like a anti-aging clinic.
Yeah.
And like they'll literally give you like steroids. Like a
doctor will fucking TRT.
Yeah, they'll put you on fucking steroids.
Would you ever, if you got older, would you ever go on TRT?
When I'm 40, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm considering doing it like tomorrow.
Nah, you're still too young. You still got natural production until you're like 40 is when like you start like you go off a cliff or you need it.
Holy fuck, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Going fucking TRT.
Yo, do you remember second year being so broke you tried to go find a sperm clinic to go sell sperm?
No, you don't want to
sell
do
sperm in
that.
Canada, bro.
Yeah, you can't. That's how we found
Yo,
out.
I had a chick ask me to fucking
Donate
like
sperm?
give. She's like, oh, I'll sign. Like, she's like, you can sign a contract that says you're not liable for the kid. She wanted me to give.
You gotta breed her.
Yeah, she wanted me to give her
That's
my sperm.
jokes.
Would you do that?
No, I can't do that.
I think ethically, I don't think I could do that. I saw a documentary and it was about the it's like he donated sperm and he had to like do it for this one family like 13 times. I think about the 13th time he's like, I can't keep giving you guys sperm because like my sperm is in such high demand. Like, and when he's doing it, he actually
was he not getting paid for it?
No, it's like he said he does stuff for free.
What?
Yeah.
Why would he do that?
It's if you think about like blood donation or organ donation in general, so there's two things for him. He
Yo,
says
it's
that,
kind of flattering in a way. Like, if a girl wants your sperm, that means you have good genetics at least.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I guess they were all like I guess they were all like reasonably good-looking guys and like reasonably intelligent and like and most importantly, you don't have any weird genetic anomalies or like just like healthy sperm essentially, right? And he was donating it to a lot of like lesbian couples or like people who couldn't conceive. And he says like he felt like he was like giving like the gift of life in the same way that you would donate like an organ to someone, but he could just do it like crazy. He's like, well, I'm gonna be fapping anyways. I might as well go to your house, fap in your bathroom. It's not like he's fucking anyone. I'll give you the sperm, and then like all of them, and every single person he does it to, like every single person was like extremely grateful. Because imagine that. Like, imagine you're a lesbian couple, you need a sperm donor, or you're like with a family you can't conceive, and like you really, really want to have kids. Like having kids is like your like one of the greatest goals of your life. And there's this dude that runs around, and he's like he has like this guy's like verified like really healthy sperm, and young girls shop for that shit. They shop for the sperm donor, you know.
Verified really healthy sperm.
Yeah, it's verified really healthy.
no, because apparently in the States, they look at like certain traits. You get paid more based on like, okay, you're this tall. Did you need braces? Like, what's your family history in terms of health status? Like, and they pay you more based on your.
Yeah, there's legit like like traits that are like worth money genetically. So there's those guys around there just fucking doing it, and I was like, holy fuck. And the guy was being interviewed. He's like, well, he's just like, I think it's nice to like kind of leave a legacy afterwards, and I'm helping families like with something that they need, and I know the babies will be well taken care of. And he's like, how many babies do you have? He's like, I probably have impregnated over 300 something women.
Yeah, honestly,
like, that's Giga Chad shit. That's Giga Chad.
If you take it out of like a societal context, where like back in the day, like evolutionary speech, like that's what like they would basically like go to war, like Vikings.
Oh, don't
like,
fight the fucking
Mongolia, like fucking Genghis Khan has fucking like.
Everyone's related to Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
If you're fucking, they say like I think like 1/5 of the planet is related to descendant of Genghis.
Yeah.
But they did some genetic tests. Do you know that like if you go back 3 generations genetically, like we have almost like 0 actual genetic connection to like people 100 years ago. Like because I guess the gene cells apparently like they deviate so heavily within 3 generations. Like because although like we are considered direct descendant, if you actually take a gene sample. Like and connect it, like it's actually like the genetic variation from over 100 years. It's that great.
I don't know if you know the Ancestry.com thing.
Yeah.
So when my mom did it, and like they give you like literally, oh, here's your 5th cut. You're like literally related to thousands like of people. Like by the time you're 5th cousins to people, it's like
I wouldn't do that Ancestry.com shit, bro. That's you hear how they started subpoenaing people off this shit.
Whoa.
Yeah, but I mean, like you have nothing to hide, like you know.
Right now, you know.
They have your DNA data. They have your DNA
right now.
So apparently the way that it works though is that like for them to do DNA like sequencing, it's like if your mom does 20 whatever that shit, they can find you.
Take a piss.
Right? So it's like if her DNA is there, they can basically like understand like, hey, it's like
They're fucking geolocate your ass.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
Yeah, man.
Jesus Christ. One question might. I think we might not go to the club because he says like he'll wake up at 9:30. Actually, no, I think he says we'll go without him. Oh my god. Well,
shit.
Okay. Holy shit. Undebating. Okay, he's like, oh my god. I think his daughter got him sick again.
No.
Okay, so he's like by 9:30. Okay, let me know. Man's gonna run it. Oh fuck! Hey, no, Evie wants to run it. So yeah, I guess we're gonna go then. Fuck it. Well, let's just commit to it. Let's just get this fucking shit done.
Alright, man. Yeah. Fuck, I'm hurting from last night.
What'd you do last night?
I went to Isabel's.
Is that the bar?
Yeah, the bar above Belfast Love. It's pretty dope.
I heard the place is pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's a new place, right?
You know what I've realized, man? I don't like when I go to clubs. I basically like my night is determined by the music that's played. So if they don't play black music, like there's no point in me going to the club.
You have to like the music, man. Everyone has different tastes in music. And,
Yeah,
you know,
no. Cause basically, it's like because it's like, it's weird. The second they start playing like rap and hip hop, the chicks are into black guys.
Yeah.
But if they're playing like EDM and shit, they're like, nah. You know, you're not trying to say, like,
That's fucking hilarious.
yeah, I swear, man, I swear. So it's like Isabel's dope because like they usually play like black songs and like it makes it much easier to like actually because I also don't really like going out to clubs too often to be honest.
It's not as fun as it used to be.
No.
Every now and then it's fun to pop bottles and kind of be in the scene and everything. I went to this club on King recently, and one of my friends is dating a significantly younger woman, so it's like this girl's probably like, I think she was 21 or some shit. So like we're pop. So for them it was really fun because for them it was like, oh, we're in the club, we're being like scene kids. For me, I'm like I have done bottle service in my life, I think over 300 times at this point.
Yeah.
Like I've done bottle service in my life so many times. It's like to me it's just kind of like this is just another.
It makes no sense because you're just sitting down. That's the other part that doesn't make any sense to me too. I miss like back in the day, like when I was young and wild, you wanted to go to a club and you actually like were like going to the dance floor.
Yeah, people are like
Yeah,
standing and shit like that.
yeah.
Like actually fucking really going for it.
Oh my god, yo, you want to take a break?
Yeah, we took
Let's
camera if
take
you
a
want.
break, yeah.
All right, thank you guys. All right, this is the Milad, sir. Here we
So
go.
yeah, so we used to know this guy named Milad, right? And like he was a very troubled individual. I guess like, he had some shit from his past. I don't know. He was from Iraq, and like I guess I don't know.
They had to leave Iraq for some reason. He wouldn't tell us why.
So he was like
They had a war.
yeah.
No. His family. Some of his family.
Some of
like,
his family, yeah. Some next
people were out to his. I don't know.
because he's like Catholic Iraqi or something like that. But
Right.
anyhow, so like he was like 5'5", 5'7", but like fucking like probably like 230.
Guy was, yeah,
He's huge, like just jacked.
he was lifting the same amount as me, and at that point I was like 260.
Yeah, and so basically this guy's like mad roided out guy, right? And so one day he loses his fucking mind. Basically, him and his fucked up boys, essentially, all week were on a bender, because that's what he did. He spent like 3 days up doing drugs. Apparently they were going around town buying all the Tylenol in the city, and they basically, like, they boil it down to some sort of liquid. He drank that liquid.
That you're making codeine at that place. That's codeine.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like, not even codeine. It's like Dextra something.
Yeah,
Dextra.
DXM.
Yeah.
DXM, yeah.
So, something like that.
Because they don't put codeine in like over the
Tylenol.
counter
Yeah,
you're
cough
right.
syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
T3s maybe.
So
Yeah.
he ends up, so he comes over to our place, right? Because, like, he's whatever. And, like, we're friends with him, right? And he seems pretty chill. So I give him some weed. We're sitting down. He smokes the weed. Then he just, like, sort of zones out. And then he just looks at me. He's like, yo, you trying to fucking kill me. I'm like, what? He's like, yo, you're trying
No,
to
we're having a dart at that point outside.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
So literally, as we're smoking, this guy literally zones out. Like, we're like, Milad, are you alright? We're like shaking him. He's like, and he like turns to OT. He's like, don't ever fucking say that to me again.
Oh fuck.
No, it's me. He's like, you trying to kill me or something like that.
No, but like he said that after though. But at first he's like, don't ever do that.
So anyhow, so he starts flipping out, right? Like, what the fuck? Luckily, we're outside, right? So he walks away and he's like, you know what you did? You know what you did? I'm like, what the fuck? So he goes, whatever, he leaves. Next day we go to the gym. This is like the school gym too. We see him in there and we know he hasn't slept. He hasn't slept the last 3 days. He's fucking shoulder pressing like 4 plates aside. This guy hasn't slept, right? And he's just fucking like, just throwing the shit up, right? So we go downstairs. Go downstairs and say, yo, Milad, like, what's up? Like, what happened last night, right? He starts tripping out again. Starts yelling in the middle of the gym, like, ready to go fucking insane. He's, like, picking up a weight, like, he's gonna throw it and shit like that. Yeah, and then he has to get handled out of the gym. And, like, I've never talked to him ever again since that. For some reason, I have no idea what happened, bro. It's just, he just, like, literally lost his fucking mind.
Yeah, I saw him a couple years later. I like went to go pick up some shit off him like a couple years later. I'm like, oh, so like you still mad at OT? He's like, don't ever bring OT up. Like,
Oh shit.
And it made no sense, like,
It's like 2 years later.
Like, we were literally, like, homies. And then, like, out of nowhere, he just fucking, like, it was super weird, man. Like,
This guy's tripping, bro.
Yeah, he did too many drugs and then fucking tripped out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I might have fucked his girlfriend the week before, though.
No, that's your answer, bro.
Well,
He's
maybe
fucking-
that's probably why he hates it.
Didn't
It's 100% my answer.
you sleep with her too, though?
Nah.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
Which one was his girlfriend?
I don't remember. There was like a party.
Bro, I don't remember those.
Well, it
days
wasn't
at
even
all.
really his girlfriend. She was just getting around a lot, and then like I don't know.
I don't know, bro. I was on a lot of drugs back then. I can't
Yeah.
recall.
Yeah.
Holy shit, bro. Everyone's fucking chill with girlfriends. Well, if you bang the guy's girlfriend, yeah, he's gonna hate
Yeah,
you,
he's
man.
gonna hate you. Yeah.
But you hooked up with her when he was at the party.
Bro, I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know. what's
Yeah,
going on.
I clearly remember this because this is at what's it, the West Suite Villages or whatever, like the apartment condo thing.
Possibly, bro. I really don't.
And then you
recall
took her
that.
out to the balcony and you're like finger banging her on the balcony.
Oh
Yeah, and like he's literally in the party.
No, he wasn't
Are
there.
you sure?
No, he wasn't
I'm
there.
pretty sure he was there that day, man.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, but
This guy's out getting cooked, man. Everyone's fucking banging shit with his girlfriends. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I don't think he was dating her at that point though.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. That's fair game.
That was still within a week of him flipping out, though. That was not like a long period of time.
I couldn't.
If he's doing steroids, like, roid rage is a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it makes you like really aggressive. Like I've heard some reviews from guys on steroids. They're just like, it makes you like want to fucking like every day. Like,
The weird thing is, he was a sweetheart before that. Like, actually, like, the
Nice guy,
nicest
very
guy.
nice
The
guy,
nicest guy. Like, swear to God, like, the nicest guy ever. But he's just super intense. We used to work out with him. And he used to be like the fucking like maniac. He used to like do like leg presses and then fucking go cry on the floor. Like,
Yo, the workouts I had with this guy were fucking insane, bro. I got huge, bro. I looked like a fucking like cloud, bro.
Yeah, it
So
was
big.
fucking crazy. Yeah, the roid head workouts was crazy.
Yeah,
There
nuts.
was a period of time he fucking got this guy and Sammy to start taking ephedrine. Yeah, so ephedrine's like this fucking nasal steroid, right?
Yeah.
So it's how
Dude, we used to like literally like
Yo, so
we were like prep before the workout. Like we're like sitting at my house doing ephedrine, like chugging caffeine. Getting all hyped up. Then we'd go there and just fucking work out for like 3 hours, like
Yeah,
doing all
yo.
those drop sets, like.
So it was funny
Crazy.
because like basically after you're using ephedrine for a while.
We would stop at Tim Hortons on the way there and get like a box of donuts, like as like a pre-workout. Like it was
Yeah.
fucked.
Like every time you go.
Yeah, literally. Or like, you get like
Yeah.
bagels or like muffins or like something.
It's the
Like,
carbs.
Yo, honestly,
Yeah,
that's
it's
why
a carb
I don't like. So
And we're doing this, guys, like you're gymming like every other day.
Yeah, like
every
every day.
like religiously,
every
yeah.
every
dude,
day.
I was eating like a pack of ground beef, like one of those like tubs of cottage cheese. Like I was massive, bro.
Holy fuck, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like in university, I don't know the hell's university. The first couple of years, everyone is just trying to get as huge as humanly fucking possible.
Yeah. But you don't look good though. Like I just look bulky as
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah,
Like you don't look good. I wasn't cut at all. It's just like huge, like fucking bulky, like.
Just bear cat, like dirty bulk the whole way through.
Yeah, like literally just dirty bulk the whole time.
Remember when you started taking that pre-workout, it made you like get too angry?
Oh, the Razor 8?
Yeah.
That shit got
No,
banned.
no,
What the
no.
fuck is a razor?
No, there was one
Yo,
time.
there's this Razor 8 shit that ended up getting banned because it had some like next
Nah,
level.
it wasn't even the razor.
Oh my
It was that.
God.
There was another one. There was a time that you were just like you're getting mad angry. Because I remember there was one time we came home and like you were like because our friends had parked in the driveway and you were pissed.
Oh, I punched. I
yeah.
I was so angry that I punched through the.
No, you didn't punch. So we pull up the driveway, right? This guy's like, yo, these fucking people, bro, every fucking time, man. He gets out of the car. And he's trying to tell him to move the car, but so he's trying to like just like knock on the window. He fucking smashes the window, bro.
Yeah, I still have a scar on my
Yeah,
head.
he fucking
actually.
smashes the
I have a
window.
scar right here.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! You smash his window just.
I was
with
really
your
like,
hand.
move your car!
You're fucking
Right
yeah,
through the
yeah,
window,
yeah, yeah.
bro. I'm like, oh
You must have
shit.
hit that car pretty.
Shit,
Dude,
yeah,
to smash
yeah.
a windshield with your hand is really hard. To smash like a car window with your hand.
No.
It was the window. It was like a window like
Oh,
this.
yeah.
But
But
this was
even that's pretty hard, bro.
Yeah, like with the open hand like that.
Yeah,
like,
that's-
I was like, move your fucking car.
Holy fuck, man. Like, you guys are fucking going out of control.
We were out of
We
control.
were reckless back then, man. Honestly, it was like a belligerent.
We were absolutely out of
Yeah,
control.
we were goons.
Yeah.
I think that's like the funnest age to be when you're young. You just have like a lot of like fucking like testosterone running through your body. It makes you want to do all sorts of crazy shit. You're
We
like,
should have. We
fuck this
realistically should have been like playing some kind of sport.
Well, I was.
Yeah,
playing
he
football.
was like-
I was
Yeah, but you were like on and off though. You played football. You played rugby like for like a little bit, and then you
Yeah.
played football like for a little bit. You were on and off though.
Yeah. It was because it's too.
We were more interested in partying.
Yeah, I
than,
was
like,
too much
doing-
of a degenerate scumbag to
Yeah.
fucking like be an athlete at the same time.
That was my issue. I was too big of a degenerate to even like play on a team.
I was also selling drugs, so like it was like difficult.
Dude, the fun kid is still on.
Oh, allegedly.
Jump to the camera off. Jump to the camera off.
No, I mean I feel like everyone sold weed their life. You know what I'm trying to say? Like at some point.
You want to say on the camera? It's up to you, bro. I think you can say. I think because it's legal now, you can say I sold weed.
Yeah.
You can be say like you just can't say like I sold crack. or
You know,
some shit.
you know what's crazy? For like literally 4 years after I graduated school, I still had people texting me.
No way.
Yeah, I'd be like, yo, you figured it out. I'm like,
Yo, people would randomly come up to you on campus and ask you for weed though.
yeah, it's fucking.
And then you just send them to John Dang.
yeah. It was. We had a. It was. I was a different man at McMaster, man. It was. It was good times. It was goonier times for sure. Yeah, I guess we were the plug, man. I didn't really.
We
Realize
definitely squandered our like.
Oh, we could have done so much more, man.
Yeah, because like we were just too busy just being like retards.
He probably went to 4 hours of class.
I
I didn't go to class the whole time.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I could have done a way harder degree. Like I was just fucking
I think
partying.
it's what Jordan Peterson says about millennials. He's just like a lot of you millennials. He's like a lot of you guys go to university. It's motherfucking pleasure island for 4 fucking years. People partying, there's
Yeah.
chicks. People aren't really studying that hard. And then he says it gives you an identity. And then you're out in the real world and then people have to go get jobs and shit like that.
Yo, I remember when I graduated, bro. I was like, holy fuck, I'm broke now. Like no status. Like
Yeah.
you're literally like back at square one.
Yeah, it's like
Because in university, you're around all your boys all the time, you're partying and shit, like,
yeah.
shit's good. And then you get on the real world, you're like, oh fuck, I'm in an entry level job now, like,
Yeah,
I'm not shit.
I did this program. I stayed overseas for a bit, so I'm in this program, and there was a bunch of like 28-year-old guys there who were just like they would just kind of like hack the scholarship system and just because it was cheap to get a scholarship there to sort of like keep getting the university to pay for their housing and like, their stipend and their tuition. It was so cheap.
Oh man,
over and over. So I met some guys there who were there literally like just doing like 10 years of like language courses. And when I was younger, I'm like that seems cool. Now that I'm older, looking at these guys, I'm like you guys that's some fucking serious lost soul shit.
The
like,
opportunity cost, like, now that I realize, like, I probably should have just, like, did, like, a fucking 3-year degree, like, some random, like, bachelor of science, like, because there was 3-year bachelor of science at fucking Mac.
I really took advantage of my time at Mac though. I took advantage of all the resources.
You could have got Bachelor of Commerce in 3 years.
Yeah.
Started working ASAP, like, from 17 to, like, you know.
I worked throughout all through school though.
Could have graduated at 20 and fucking.
I worked all through school though. I worked on the trading floor. I was on the investment council. I was doing that fucking Course Hero scam thing with Dio. Yeah, because we're getting paid to basically like scan notes online.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I worked my ass, bro. I was a hustler in school, bro, because I was broke. I had no fucking money. My parents fucking basically abandoned me halfway through that shit. So I had to like, I was like, I had like 3 scholarships, bro. I
remember one time we were playing basketball and we were in the paint and I accidentally broke OT's glasses.
I was so pissed because I was like, I had no money. So
yeah, I had no money. The guy flipped out, bro.
Yeah, because I was like, yo, I can't fucking see now. I was like, yo, this is actually just fucking annoying. Like, yeah, I lost my shit. Yeah, because I remember I remember being so poor in school, bro. Like, it was fucking insane. Like, I had to do so much shit. And that's actually why I had a boy back then. Me and him were tight because we were both like living a scummy lifestyle, bro. Remember one time we found a phone in the gym and we like fucking celebrated for like a day.
Yo, remember the iPad scam?
Oh, yo.
We would buy iPads at the campus store and put it on your student card.
Yeah.
And then
that fucked me over so badly because I know that fucked me.
But like now I'm thinking back, I'm like I would get like $500 cash from that and be like I got $500 cash.
Yeah.
Let's go get fucked up. Like $500 nothing.
I had so much debt though because I had to pay off my student account after and it was like holy fuck that was the stupidest thing I could have done. But basically it was like I had no money so what we would go basically buy with our student cards shit from the on-campus store.
So we buy like iPads or whatever.
That's just a cash advance, so like, you have to pay the debt off later.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fucked.
Yeah, but we were so like desperate for money.
Well, you guys, that's actually rugged, bro. Like, you guys are cash advancing your OSAP essentially.
Right? We hustled, man. Bro, get this. I was doing courses for other people.
Yeah, no, I definitely got paid to write exams for other people.
Omar, I pretty much did Omar's commerce degree. I took several courses for him. Like, literally, yeah. And so.
One of my friends got caught doing that. He almost got kicked out of the program.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, no, they went in, and the teacher that was, he was writing an exam for someone else, and the teacher that was marking the exam, for some reason, he knew her from another course. So she walked in, she took one look at him, she's like, what the fuck are you doing here? She's like, you don't take this course.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, you know, this and that. And then she's like, you're committing an academic fucking violation right now. We're gonna drag you through court. So you get taken. I was really bad. You got taken
No way.
Super bad, bro.
But yeah, man, I had to fucking.
Yo, what university you go to?
I went to U of T.
Oh, you went to U of T?
I went to U of T downtown.
I thought you went to, you said Waterloo before. I thought you went to...
my brother went to Waterloo.
Oh, okay.
I partied at Waterloo a lot because I went to U of T downtown, which was almost like going to high school again because it's a commuter school. So like, yeah, no living on campus, no frat houses. It's like fucking, it's really like, it wasn't really fun until like 3rd year when I joined my first club. So like, my other friends went to Waterloo, so like I used to go out to like Waterloo and they went to Laurier just to party there. And like that was like fucking like keggers on the lawn, people playing flip on the lawn, frat houses, like fucking Halloween, that was crazy.
I lived in Mississauga. I was doing like a designation, so I went and like studied at the U of T Mississauga campus.
Yeah,
this place fucking sucks, man. Like,
it's like a high school almost. It's
literally.
Commute in.
You went to the library there. I'm like, this place sucks. Like Mac Library is so much better than this.
Yeah, because you don't really get the university experience going to like a commuter school. Like if you're in like a proper like small town university school where they have like football games and like they have like you almost get like the American college experience. Like in Canada, roughly. It's pretty dope. But I don't know. So,
nothing compares to the American college experience.
It's even more fucking crazy.
Yeah, honestly, I imagine like I always think about that, man. Like if I went down to the States and like play ball down there, dude. I think that would be fucking unreal.
That would have been crazy.
But you know, honestly, I had a really good university experience, man. Like I feel I fully lived through it.
I feel like we're very lucky to grow up in Canada though, because it's so much more competitive in terms of like education. That like.
The last thing, like, one thing my dad says is that, like, you know, like, making money and working in the U.S. is better, but he says when you have kids and everything, it's easier to do it in Canada because, like, education quality generally here, it's cheaper and it's higher quality.
Mm-hmm.
And the universities here, like, the cost for us to go, out of state in the U.S. is more expensive. So for us,
well, you go to a state school for the same price. Like, you go to, like, SUNY, like, State University in New York, like, University of Buffalo, or
yeah, you can.
Buff State or whatever, like.
Depending where you live. Also depending where you get in as well, too, right? Because you have to apply. But, you know, if you're in a state that has, like, good state schools, that can be good. But Canadian universities, on average, though, like, even the ones we all got, they're good universities, like, worldwide.
Yeah,
like, they're
absolutely.
Like, I would never say that, like, you know, like, any school, I feel like any school in Canada is, like, if you're a bachelor's for the price of it per year, it's like it's a good deal.
Well, Mac is rated like 80th in the world or something.
It's a good deal
for the price. Like
it's a good deal.
You're getting a good education for that.
Yeah, you know, in the U.S., it's like I have a lot of friends who went to like subpar colleges, and I said, "How was it in the U.S.?" They were just like, honestly, it wasn't great. It was, like the teachers weren't great. Like, and I didn't really, I don't know, like, yeah. So
yeah, if you go to a random state school in the States, you're not really getting.
It might be like almost like maybe like a B minus like C plus level education. You're not gonna get like any world class like.
They're not actually really good schools per se. It's but then
unless you're going to like an Ivy, like unless you're going to like a well known school, right?
It also really depends what you're doing with your education. I think that's the biggest thing. I was not really intentional like my degree.
The weird part is when I was applying to jobs in the States, they almost like frowned upon like a Canadian education. They were like, oh, what's this like?
That's rough, and they should.
But it's all regional though, like.
Because that's the whole thing, right? That's what I've realized with schools though is like. Okay,
like if you apply to a job in New York State and you have a Canadian school, they're like they would value us like a school in New York State more than a Canadian school.
It's familiarity though too, right? I think
yeah.
That's when it comes down to it, they know the name of that school. They don't know McMaster. You know
exactly.
Yeah.
Although McMaster is well known for like their medical program, obviously their health sciences, but
and engineering
too.
Yeah, no, it's a good school overall. You know, so yeah, I just feel like
U of T is known everywhere though. Like,
yeah, that's a good. It's a branding school. Yeah, that's a good school.
U of T everywhere in the States they're gonna know.
Yeah.
They're gonna know like okay, even around the world like.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good school. Lots of people went there. It's a big school. It's a lot of 3 campuses, and it's a lot of yeah, it was a good experience overall. But it was a good school, good quality teachers, good instruction, good facilities. Not necessarily the most fun place to go.
What about Jordan Peterson, dude?
Yeah, I was there when he was teaching there. I didn't even take any of his classes, but if I just took Psych 100, he would have been my prof. So, you know, like, I was there when he was. But, like, honestly, like, the crazy thing about him, though, is that I think actually all the profs there, I have some profs who are probably as good as him who just aren't famous for whatever reason. I had history profs who were as, like, not necessarily, they were knowledgeable, worldly, experienced, kind of like this information experts on their subject matter, but they're just not Jordan Peterson where he's out like giving like life advice and shit. Yeah. They weren't doing that part. They just informed you like, oh, I'm a medieval history prof. Okay, yeah, great. You know, like expert on that. Okay, great. He's very passionate about that. But he's not in class giving people like fucking advice, being like.
I feel like U of T like should pay Jordan Peterson for the publicity that he's been giving them worldwide. Like think about it. Former U of T professor Jordan Peterson.
they fucking hate him at this point because they consider him.
They do hate him.
He's like a liability to them at this point, right? Because they're looking at him, they're like, man, like this guy, like anything this guy does wrong in the public eye is gonna reflect back on the fact that we had this guy tenured at UT.
Every time I see him on Fox News, it's like former U of T professor Jordan Peterson.
Oh god, man, he's a wild one. He's getting his like psychology.
Like his license getting revoked.
His license getting revoked right now.
It's not to yes, go into for re-education or something like that.
I forgot, like, I was watching his interview on Joe Rogan recently, and he says that like he's trying to create a bachelor's degree for under $4,000. So essentially what he's doing, he's kind of doing this fucked up. He's essentially doing what like Andrew Tate and like, you know, Ty Lopez and all these guys are doing. They're selling a course online.
Hustlers University.
Hustlers University. Now he's probably gonna have like the best one, but he's just like, I'm trying to give people a bachelor's degree. Now he's the most qualified person to do it because this guy's a legit university prof, and everyone he gets on board will be like also a legit instructor. Because Hustlers University is just Andrew Tate talking shit for 50 episodes. But yeah, Jordan Peterson, man. So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna try to make like a legitimate $4,000 degree, like the Jordan Peterson degree that you can pay money for. But dude, if he gets people to pay $4,000 for that, he'll become like one of the richest influencers ever. Because like, you know, he has, let's say $1 million, like you get like $400 million doing that.
Yeah,
he'll make more than Andrew Tate. And he's also has way more knowledge than Andrew Tate. I actually watched Hustlers University first 20 episodes.
Did you actually?
Because I want to hear what I sat through it. Yeah, because people were paying $50 a month for this shit. I'm like, it's free on YouTube now. So
they almost sold me, to be honest, bro.
It's well,
I'm like-
it's I mean, people pay $50 to watch two
I'm like,
movies.
because of the way they sell, they're like for $50.
Yeah.
Like you can learn how to be like become like super rich.
Yeah,
like
that made me feel
Yeah.
horrible.
What?
That fucking pack thing made me feel fucking.
What, the
horrible.
Zyn?
Yeah.
You don't like the Zyn nicotine pouches?
Oh, it made me feel like shit.
Dude, when I was in Florida,
Yeah.
we're like partying at this bar. This like random guy that we were partying with, like a surgeon. Apparently, he's like an ear, nose, and throat doctor from like the Carolinas.
Yeah.
He's there with his wife, like partying with us. His wife just sitting there like sober. This guy's getting shit faced, like me and my buddies. So I give him 2 of these Zyn pouches.
Oh.
He doesn't smoke, whatever. Starts puking everywhere,
Yeah.
bro.
I think the nicotine will make you nauseous if you do.
Yeah, if you don't have like a tolerance to nicotine like that.
Yeah, they're strong, honestly. I've done
they're super strong.
I've done them before. They're fucking strong. They make you fuck.
Well, these are new. These Zyn things are new.
So what's the difference between this and like a snooze?
So this you can swallow the spit. It's literally no tobacco. It's just like I don't know what, it's some proprietary blend of like whatever they have in the pouch that you can swallow the spit. So it's just like a nicotine. It's literally just straight nicotine. There's no tobacco in here. It's just straight nicotine.
You're gonna make me like fucking end up trying one of these.
No, you should try one. They get you
Okay,
like.
alright, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah, try one,
Fuck it,
bro.
let's do it.
There's
Alright,
no-
man. Shouts to Zen.
Yeah. Zyn marketing.
Coffee flavor day.
They get you lightheaded as fuck, dude. Like my buddies True Tobacco, I'm like I used to like, you know, hang out with them to like peer pressure me to like pack and chew. So I started buying these because they just drive over the border and buy it, but yeah, you just gotta pop it on.
Is there like a lid thing right there?
Yeah, I
Or-
got you.
One second. There we go. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you so much. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells like coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have different flavors, wintergreen coffee.
Alright, you're about to ruin my life right now. I'm gonna get hooked on this shit. Did you get like nauseous from me doing this? I probably have higher nicotine tolerance than you though.
Dude, it's a very high level of nicotine. I feel like
How many milligrams?
that's 6. They come in 3 and 6. This is a stronger one.
Look at his face. He's just like watching me. He's like, yeah, bro. Welcome to my taste of coffee. Alright,
Tastes like-
I can already taste how much nicotine it has in it because it's burning when you put it in your
I
fucking
know.
mouth.
Yeah. Literally, it's like Nicorette gum, really concentrated in a pouch form.
Dude, this is intense.
Yeah.
It's burning my whole mouth.
I love it.
I might need to like put this out of my mouth and put it back in. Like,
Yo, that's why like I don't like I spit some of it. Like
Yeah.
I spit some of it obviously, but
Yeah, maybe that fucked me up, bro.
told you, bro.
I'm gonna do this with it. I'm gonna put this in a cup. I'm gonna rest it.
No, just spit. You can spit some of it because when you swallow it, you're swallowing the nicotine, so it gets you more fucked up. So just like spit some of it.
Yeah, that was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take
Have you ever chewed tobacco?
I've done the snooze before, but I haven't done
haven't, like-
full-on-
like-
I haven't done dip.
Okay, you never dipped, eh? Dip's a big thing where I'm from because it's a small town. Like people just dip.
Dude, my whole mouth is like covered in nicotine. This is intense, bro.
It's the worst. At first, it felt great, and then after, like, holy shit, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, this is intense. I'll keep going. Oh,
Yo, if you tried dip, you'd fucking be dying, bro.
yeah. Is dip
Yeah.
like the most extreme? Is dip
Well,
like
dip is just very like literally it's like a big
Oh.
like you pack a big like thing of tobacco on your lip and then you spit it out.
Oh fuck. Oh man. It's actually the nicotine burn.
Yeah, that's why I spit some of it because like it starts giving you like heartburn and shit, you know.
So do you like do this like every day?
Every weekend, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Like
wow.
me and my boys like hang in my buddy's basement and like chew tobacco, chill, talk like same thing as this.
Pretty
We
much
still
this.
film it. Yeah.
Do you used to smoke cigarettes before? Were you a smoker before?
In university, I smoked cigarettes. Yeah.
Yeah. So did you like have this in your mouth for like 10 minutes straight?
Yeah, that's fucked.
Yeah, because I've done enough nicotine in my life when I know, and I've done the snuff too. I know what the burning sensation is. The
Yeah.
burning is it's the nicotine activated.
Yeah, exactly.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I put that in my mouth for like 30 seconds. I was like, yo, this is gonna get me fucking high as
You're
fuck.
gonna get dizzy as fuck.
Yeah.
No, literally, like, this guy did 2 of these without any nicotine tolerance. Like, literally,
Oh, it's hitting me right now. Holy fuck.
bro, he's sitting there, he's like, there's no drugs in this, is there? I'm like, no, it's just nicotine. He's like, are you sure, bro?
Nicotine's a strong drug, bro.
uh,
Oh god, dude, this is fucking crazy. Bro. It tastes good though.
it is good, yeah.
I'm gonna suck in a little bit more.
Oh, fuck.
This is how you do it without killing yourself. You just like
No, you just spit a little bit of it into a bottle.
you
Just, like,
just take your time with it and
Yeah.
try to enjoy the nicotine because nicotine it's supposed to feel good. Yo, I'm like fucking lit right now off this, man. Holy fucking shit.
Imagine packing 2 at the same time.
Are you doing 2 at the same time?
No, I'm not on that level yet.
You're smiling at me. You're just like yes. Honestly, this guy's hardcore.
Yeah, that shit's fun. That's not fun.
Yeah. So yeah, so I think my friends, they actually walk go to the club in like 30 minutes. You guys can decide whether you want to do that or you can, I don't know, like, you go do a pub crawl, whatever you guys feel like. I don't know.
I'm down to go. But
I'm not doing that.
Go for it.
Let's go, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. There's some hot girls there, and it's a rave night, and Eddie, I think Eddie and Evo, but maybe Tanya will come, our other friend, and yeah, we'll have a little party tonight there, and have ourselves a good old time tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
This is some good conversations today, man. Like, you know, like about you though, you had like the ratchet stories, but you're also down to talk about the other stuff as well too. So it's a good balanced conversation.
Yeah.
It's a good balanced conversation. But if you're Odie's friend, I would probably expect nothing less. So all of Odie's friends are like kind of like that. They're all like, we party, but we're also like intelligent guys. We have intellectual conversations, but we also talk about like I don't know, like stabbing people and like gangbanging dudes' girlfriends and shit. Yo, like when we first started the podcast with Odie, it was so crazy because like. There was this one episode, I think in the last 40 minutes, I think we were all just like so fucked up at that point. He clipped out, dude, you feel the nicotine rushing, increasing your heart rate?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it does, yeah.
Oh god, it was intense.
So the crash after is what got me though. It's like, holy fuck.
The last 40 minutes of that podcast, I think I got maybe 15 clips out of Odie, and he was talking about fucking Nancy Pelosi's titties. He was talking about the fuck Hillary Clinton, Nancy, and he gangbanged people's girlfriends.
I never gangbanged anybody's. Oh no.
Yes, you did. Yeah, I have that on camera, man.
Well, we didn't. That was a
and it was like the foundation of the podcast. When people are like, we need to tune into this shit because these stories are so gross.
Yes. I fucked his girlfriend with him. It was.
I'm trying to think of some like fucking good stories about back in the day. There's so many, bro.
So many.
Like epic. Okay, so like it's usually like fight stories, epic party stories, epic drinking stories, sometimes epic drug stories, drama with girls.
Bro, there was that time that you made that girl like leap through the window. Remember I was banging her friend
and then. Oh my god! No, this is the so like basically there was this girls that we knew at Mac. No, this is a girl we knew at Mac, and she had a friend. She's from Hamilton.
Also from Hamilton, yeah. See, always involve Hamilton people,
so
bro.
basically, this guy took down the most Hamilton like. She was disgusting. And basically, like she was like Kesha, but wait, like Hamilton Kesha.
Kesha.
Like she's like you could smell her vagina from far away. Like yeah, she was
I
nasty.
think my dick smelled for like a week after
Oh
that.
my god.
Nasty,
Yeah,
So basically, as this guy's tackling this fucking like this street demon.
Street demon, bro.
His friends downstairs and like me and fucking my boy we're trying to like facilitate her because like we're not gonna smash her because she's sort of disgusting, right? And so she started being like mad rude, and like we didn't understand why. So we're like, all right, well, fuck you.
Well, she probably wanted you to fuck her as well.
We were gonna touch
Like her friend was getting fucked. She probably like.
Yeah, she was disgusting. She was disgusting. She was absolutely, so she was being mad rude. So we told her to leave through the window.
They made this girl
Yeah,
climb out the
yeah,
window.
like, if you don't
They wouldn't even let her use the front
See,
door. How rude is that,
Girls
bro?
are fucking nuts.
So if you don't want to be here, you can leave. Try to say it's like fuck, man. We're trying to be nice to you. Like I don't understand what the fuck. Because she was being super rude. She was being incredibly rude, and I was like, yo, what the fuck, like.
Oh shit, bro.
Yeah.
That's a little bit aggressive, bro.
Well, no, she didn't actually leave through the window. She actually like left through the front door.
Holy shit.
Yeah. That was. I mean, that's not even nearly a bad.
That's not even that bad. It's pretty funny. It's a
Yeah.
funny story.
My friends at Laurier, so they had the house and they're playing The Weeknd's new album. It just came out, so they're playing it with the doors open. So some random like MILF walks in. Now it's funny now for me to say this because she was only 35 and I'm gonna be 35 probably next year. So she comes in and she's just like, oh my god, like I have a baby and like tonight's my night off and like I just heard this. What's this music? And comes in and they had a fucking they had a GameCube on the floor because they're playing Smash Bros. And she gets on top of the GameCube and starts like humping it and like riding. And then all the guys were lining up. They're like, yo, can we like try to fuck this bitch right now? Fucking nasty. But she was just and they filmed it. She was doing this about maybe like I don't even know end up fucking her in the end. It was just like random people walking in off the street, walking into your house with all your dude friends. 'Cause it's a frat house. Guys deciding if they're gonna bang this chick or not. Like all sorts of this nasty behavior. I don't know. Just like.
I remember first year, there was this chick I lived across in like res, and like this is the only time I've ever seen this. It is crazy. She used to go to the club, pick up a guy, come back home, fuck him, and then like go back out to the club to pick up another guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some Gucci Mane shit.
That's actually like we used to do that in Niagara, but I mean that's guys doing that shit.
Yeah.
It's wild that chicks do that shit.
Yeah. Apparently, like I don't know. I had a friend who knew her, and she's like, oh yeah, she fucked like 60 guys in like the first like semester.
Yo, what do you think the average body count of a girl is?
A lot higher than you'd think, man.
I think it used to be lower, now it's higher.
It's a lot higher than you think.
You know what it is? Apparently the average count for guys is like 8 to 12.
I thought 7.
And for women, it's like 3 to 4, which means that there's a bunch of girls out there who are hypersexual, like fucking like way more guys. But nowadays, I think because of online dating, I think for guys now it's probably like closer to 30, and I think for girls, average is probably like at least about 10. I've met a single girl now who hasn't fucked at least who's this age group.
Honestly, I think that
if not like way higher, but you know.
I would think a lot of girls are probably closer to 60 than you think.
I'm pretty sure they're at 50. They gotta be at like 50.
Yeah, because like, you have to.
They don't count like one night stands and stuff like that.
They don't count vacation dick. Oh,
they don't count
vacation dick. That doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
Yeah.
They'll tell you how many boyfriends. That's a Chris Rock. They won't tell you how many men they've slept with. They'll tell you how many boyfriends they've had.
They'll never tell you.
Dude, I've been chicks that have boyfriends, like married chicks. Like it's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Or like sometimes they don't consider sucking dick sex. Like it's like Bill Clinton or some shit.
Yeah, I think Lil Xan was talking about this. He went on tour and he says that like all these chicks are hooking up with him, but none of them actually want to get fucked anymore. They just want to suck his dick. And he says they got to the point in time where he hadn't gotten his dick sucked in like so he hadn't banged a girl in like a year, but all these chicks were sucking his dick. And he says why? And he says like time. I'm on tour. I don't really have the energy to get up and like fuck these girls because he's on Xanax all the time.
That makes no sense.
No, because if you're on tour all the time and girls just like you to suck your dick, it's easier to do that than fuck all these girls, right?
I mean, like it's just like what that's weird. I don't know. She's like sucking your dick. She can just like turn around. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like
yeah.
I think we're really through a lot of shit, but like I don't